I know it's just week 3 of the Michigan high school football season, but tonight at Howell High, it kind of feels like playoff time. We got an awesome matchup out of the KLAA West. Couple of teams that may be primed for runs to Ford Field later on in the year. Undefeated Howell coming off their best season since John F. Kennedy was the president last year against undefeated Northville. Welcome high above the field at Howell High School. Ben Holden, Evan Stockton with the rest of our great crew. Maggie Mass joins on the sidelines in a moment. Ben, this is the type of matchup that's so much fun for us to cover because are there a ton of future college football players on the field tonight? No. It's just really high-level high school football.
Yeah, I mean, there are, but they're not, major blue-chip recruits. But, yeah, that's a very valid point. But these are two schools that, in my opinion, do it the right way. They build through their youth programs. Both these head coaches, when we talk to them during the week, they're very proud of that. Howell's freshman team, their JV team, they played at home last night. Northville, their numbers are as high as they've ever been under their new head coach in his third year. And these are two teams that a bit of a contrasting style here tonight. Howell, they don't want to throw the ball at all. They call a pass a fumble in the air. They want to run this thing. They want to control the clock, Evan. And Northville, they got some weapons that we'll get into as we go along that could certainly challenge them tonight.
Ben was just talking about Howell's old school, so you got guys going both ways. And learn the name Wilson Zimlich, because I think we're going to say it 80,000 times tonight.
This young guy, and I mean this with all respect, is like Bobby Boucher. He does everything on the field. He's a linebacker. He'll play some running back. He's their kicker. He's their punter. He's not an overly big kid. He's 5'9". They list him at 175. But, man, has he got a lot of heart, a lot of guts, a lot of determination, and a lot of fire. His coach told us the other day, he said, this young guy is the heartbeat of our football team. He'll have a big task tonight trying to slow down the opposition guy we'll talk about next.
Yeah, Northville's got a huge running back and a guy who's easy to root for. Max DeFork has torn his ACL twice since the 8th grade. So this offseason, he bulked up, and he's primed for a monster senior season.
He is a big, thick kid. He's 5'11". They list him at 215. But I think he's a little bigger than that. He might be 220. He might be 225. He didn't get a lot of touches last week, and they really didn't get a whole lot from last week's game. They got the result they wanted to win. It was a 35-0 lead. The clock ran. They ended up winning by 3 touchdowns. He only touched it about 6 times in that game. They are going to rely on him tonight to try to counter that great rushing attack that the Howell Highlanders will bring tonight. 2
undefeated teams, 2 teams that are going to be playing, hopefully, long into November, and we're excited for this one tonight. Got to talk to both head coaches and check in with Maggie on the sidelines before this one gets started. Northville Howell from Howell High School, the home of the Highlanders, starts in just a bit. Hang tight. Down on the field with Howell head coach Brian Lewis, his team off to a 2-0 start after last year's team literally had the best record at this school since John F. Kennedy was the president. So, Coach, as you go from all the success last year, you get that win that everyone around the state heard about against Bryce Underwood and the Belleville Tigers. What's been the mindset coming into this season?
Last year. We got a new identity, new team, new group. Focus on the off-season, working hard, getting tough, getting gritty, and hopefully putting on a display tonight.
What do you think that mindset of this team will be this season?
Yeah, it's a worship mentality for us. No matter what happens, we're going to plow through the waves. We're going to stick together. We're going to be on the ship together, man, and that's just what the season is here in Howell.
It used to be the norm here in high school football in Michigan that a lot of teams ran the wing tee and ran the ball the whole game. Now we've kind of shifted from that, but you guys still run that powerful-looking football from, I guess, the old days now. Why do you run that type of offense?
A multitude of reasons, throughout my career in football, winning the line of scrimmage has withstood the test of time. So we want to win the line of scrimmage, and here in Howell, it takes what it takes, and that's what it takes.
This specific matchup against Northville, what do you see from them?
Very good team, explosive, fast, big, physical. It's going to be a great matchup.
A couple hours from now, if your team wins the football game, what will be a couple of the reasons why, you think?
Yeah, we're going to take care of the football. We're going to limit explosive plays, hopefully win the turnover battle, and limit our 5-yard penalties.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you, sir.
For high school football, it's a massive game for both teams. Why is it so big for your team?
Yeah, revenge. 350 days ago, we got bullied at our home stadium, so we're coming back here hoping to give some payback. And our kids have worked hard for the last 9 months preparing for nights like this.
Yeah, they're a team that likes to run the ball. We know that. We'll get into that in a moment. But your team, 2 games, you said to us the other day, you're not really sure how good you are at this point. What signs have you taken from those first 2 games that makes you believe you're going to be a good football team if you're not now?
For sure, yeah. We fly around defensively. We fly around defensively the last 2 games. I think we can be physical and be more physical this week. We'll have a huge test right now. We're able to do both, run and throw it a little bit the first 2 games and mix it up, and we'll see what's there to take in tonight.
Your general, your quarterback, give us a feel of him and what he's all about and what you've seen from him in 2 games, and more importantly, what you're hoping for out of him tonight.
Yeah, gritty kid, tough as nails, not the biggest kid in the program, but has worked hard, hasn't missed a lift in the last 2 years, and grown in his leadership abilities, and he's a dual threat guy if there ever was one. He'll be mixing it up, and he needs to have a good game running the ball for us to be successful.
And last week he had some chemistry with your wideout who had a hat trick of touchdowns. Big deal, big weapon on your team. What's unique about him?
Yeah, he's just developed and gotten so much better throughout the last couple of years. He works his butt off and has improved his self-confidence, allowing him to be as good as he was, and he's only reached his, there's so much more to go. So I'm excited to see what they do to him tonight and how he comes back this week.
Yeah, mentioned them running the ball. That's certainly a key. Is that the biggest key, what you guys do to stop them on the run, or is there more depth to the keys for you tonight?
Yeah, I think we just have to be aggressive. We have to be physical. We got to match whatever they play bully ball. We got to match what they're trying to do. It's not a super complex scheme. It's just they're tough, they're big, they're strong. We have to be willing to engage and take that on.
Appreciate this, Brent. Good luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate Coach Luplow from Northville and Coach Lewis from Howell from giving us some time before kick. Ben, I know the last couple of weeks, our first couple of weeks of high school football coverage here on the Prep, it actually felt like fall. Tonight, I think it's 82 degrees. There's barely a cloud in the sky. Mother Nature remembered that it's still middle of September, man. This is a heck of a night for football.
Mother Nature is a mad scientist. Yeah, it's 76, and it feels like we are right around 80. So, yeah, what a world of difference. But, yeah, I mean, this is going to be an exciting night for these 2 clubs. Howell, that perfect record they've got. And, Brent Luplow was not shy about telling you and I 2 things. He said, I don't know how good we are right now because of the game they played last week. They had a tight, great win over Lake Orion in week 1. And he said, and I quote, they punched us in the mouth last year. We got bullied. And he told us that, too, when we talked pregame. So I think that's a big statement for his team. On the road, they want to come out. They want to come out and make a statement early on. But I think the big story in this game for me is going to be the possessions. Last year when they met, they had 7 possessions, did Northville against Howell. And Howell, with the way they run the ball, if they can control the ball and control everything, it might be a tough night for Northville.
Yeah, Howell is going to get the ball to start this game. And keep this in mind, too, when Northville gets the football. They have actually scored on their opening drive of the first half in each of the first 2 weeks. They beat Lake Orion 14-13 in week 1. They scored on the opening drive in each of those halves. But the coaching staff's own admission, probably should have won that game by a couple more touchdowns than we actually did. But Northville ends up winning against Lake Orion in week 1, and then they take care of business against Plymouth in week 2. As we keep counting down to kickoff at Howell High School, let's check in down in the field with the third member of our crew, Maggie Mace.
Thanks, guys. I am here on the field. It is a beautiful fall day, or like you were saying, it kind of feels like summer still. We are here. It is USA theme for Howell, both teams 2-0. Howell returning a lot of their players from their season last year, which was the best in a long time. Northville head coach says they have a bitter taste in their mouth from the last time they played Howell, looking to redeem themselves today. It's going to be a good one. Back to you guys.
Okay, so while we were watching, Maggie said, I did notice, I think it's USA night.
Yes.
Here at Howell High School, and I think I saw a Mike Ruzioni Miracle on Ice jersey. Did you catch that, Ben? We're 2 hockey guys up here.
Love it, man. I absolutely love that. Yeah, and, it's a great night for that, too, here. There's always hot air balloons here in the Howell area. We talked about Northville and part of what they want to try to do. They want to stay on schedule offensively and defensively. They want to throw Howell into 3rd and longs. But on the Howell side, their coach told us, he said, look, we have got to be smart with the ball. We got to protect the football. We got to go out and do what we do. If they do that, again, it could be a long night for Northville, but we'll see how this one unfolds.
Howell running an offense that, if you're a fan of Old school Catholic Central, old school De La Salle, old school Ultra Lake St. Mary's. Eaglets kind of still run this offense.
Yeah.
A lot of wing tee, a lot of power football. And again, to your point, that style works well when you're protecting a lead or you're tied. That's the style that Howell used to pull off the giant upset win over Belleville and Bryce Underwood in the KLA championship last year. But as you see this Northville Mustang team come onto the field, and the group that's made the trip from Northville over to Howell here tonight applauds them, that's going to be in the mindset of Northville, right? We can't get sucked into playing Howell's game. We got to be ready to force our style of play here tonight.
Yeah, they have to play their game, certainly, but they told us to last year in the matchup. It was close for a bit, and Howell ended up pulling away, winning by double digits, I believe the number was. But they've got to make sure that on third downs, they're getting off the field.
Yep.
Because the longer they're on the field, the more Howell's in the driver's seat, the more they're running their offense and doing what they want to do and trying to pound you and punish you with a big running back who you're going to, I think, really like for those out watching tonight, Bryce Kish, who plays on defense too. He's 6'4" and 215. Both these backs, Evan, for high school running backs, they are big boys, man. So it's going to be a fun night watching these two guys go head-to-head. Man,
you got a couple of big guys on that Howell team. You'll see 22 Kish and also the tight end, number 7, Brody Stack, who's a crisp 6'4", 235. He's literally twice the man that you and I are, Ben.
He's got to be the power forward or the center on the basketball team. I should have asked that. But, yeah, there's a lot of size. I mean, the offensive lines for both these clubs are good. And, you know, like we touched on in the open, you know, one of the things that these two programs pride themselves on is their youth programs. That's how they're good programs. They're consistent programs. It's important that you've got to have those feeder programs, and kids want to play in Howell. They want to play in Northville, and it's cool to see, and that's one of the things I love about high school sports.
And we are also learning, as Northville takes the field and their student section cheers on, must be Hawaiian night. Did you then know that Northville High School's fight song was Notre Dame's?
I did not know that. No, I did not know that. And whether you like them or not, I think it's one of the great fight songs in all of college athletics.
Monster game tomorrow night for Notre Dame, trying to get their first win of the year as they welcome in Texas A&M for a night game. Well, the nickname for Howell High School is the Highlanders, and they are about to be led onto the field by some bagpipers, because nothing screams high school football like bagpipers.
You don't see this every day. That's pretty cool.
Rochester Adams does this too. They're also the Highlanders. Who's better, you decide. It's a Howell program that's feeling it. Last year they had the best season they've ever had since John F. Kennedy was the president. They went 9-0 in 1963, turned around last year and went 11-1. They started 11-0. Did they lose some pieces from last year? Yes, but around 65% of the team is back. And Ben, I think you and I, when we were preparing for this matchup, were almost pleasantly surprised to learn that there's still a lot left in the tank for Howell this season.
Oh, yeah, they got a ton left in the tank. 11-1, all those guys back. And, you know, they've got a belief. They've got a way. They've got a system that's working. And their head coach has done a tremendous job of that in Brian Lewis. And he's a coach to his core. Both these guys are coaches, man. They're coaches that just love to coach. They love to be around the game. And this is what it's all about, man. Friday Night Lights, high school football. Can't wait for the kick, Evan.
I assure you that is not the Green Bay Packers. That is the Howell Highlanders. Although the Packers did go all white yesterday as Green Bay improved to 2-0, taking down the Washington Commanders. Unfortunately, of course, that Week 1 win for the Packers came against a Lion team that is still kind of in rebuild mode is too strong, but still a football team that has got a lot of moving parts with some of the stuff they lost in the offseason. We're going to break, and after the anthem, we'll have kick. Howell, Northville on a gorgeous night forward in the middle of September. Friday Night Lights at its finest starts right after this. Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Game day just got tastier. Buddy's Pizza at 13 Mile and Van Dyke brings that iconic Detroit-style square pie, crisp crust, bubbling cheese, and big flavor. Dine in with a family or take it home for the game. Ready to enjoy? Order at buddyspizza.com or swing by 13 Mile and Van Dyke in Warren. Buddy's Pizza, where great pizza fits the moment. Love Peace and Threads Design Bar, a unique new fashion experience in downtown Milford. Get ready to elevate your style by stepping foot in their design shop. Love Peace and Threads Design Bar offers specialized collections of custom apparel. They've got custom denim jackets and sweatshirts to dresses and hats, and they've got a variety of options to choose from. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind piece or you want to set a new fashion trend, their store has got you covered with endless customization options. But that's not all. Their design bar is also the perfect place for a fun and creative night out. And you can do a celebration, book a party, and bring the full experience. Gather your family or friends and design your own custom jacket, complete with patches and your own personal touches, and unleash your imagination and create something truly special with their hands-on design experience. Love Peace Threads Design Bar is more than just a store. It's a place where fashion meets creativity and community. The end.
Northville Mustangs making the trip about 30-40 minutes across Metro Detroit to the Howell Highlanders, who last year shocked the state, took down Bryce Underwood and the Belleville Tigers in the KLA Championship. There was a lot of community support for both of these programs, and they have filed in on an outstanding mid-September night for football, hovering around 80 degrees, hard to find a cloud in the sky. Two undefeated teams. Ben, this is the type of night. Friday night, Midwest, all across America, you go, where's the nearest high school football game I can go to?
It really is, and it's great to be with you tonight. And we were together a couple of weeks ago, and great to be back with you. And I know we'll do this a bunch more throughout the year. But, I love coming to these games and seeing the students. I got here a couple hours early like we both did, and students were making their way in already in the red, white, and blue to celebrate, of course, 9/11 yesterday and 24-year anniversary of that. But this is what it's all about. I mean, for some of these kids, this is it. This is the highest level they're going to play sports. And these programs are well coached. They're well prepared. They've got great players on both sides of the ball, great fan bases. And again, those feeder programs, those youth programs, they're both proud football communities.
This is an element of the game we have to watch for Northville tonight. That is Alex Baird, the kicker, a soccer player who plays for the Michigan Jags. He's a lefty, and this is only about his second week as the full-time kicker and punter because the regular one got hurt earlier this year. Football is underway from Howell High, and they got a chance for a return with Mark Flynn. And he is stonewalled, couldn't get to the 30-yard line. Austin McGarrow, who will play some excellent defense for Northville tonight, makes the tackle on special teams.
And just to follow up your point, Riker Gorman is the kicker that was injured. He was injured in a soccer match. They dedicated the win to him last week, and certainly they're going to be thinking about him and playing for him every time out. So here we go, Evan. We get a look at this Howell offense for the first time, and they're trotting out on the field, and they got some beef up front. You get a look at the starters up front, and in the middle there is Rogowski, always such a critical part of any offensive line. He'll call the signals, he'll get them ready, and here we go, going back to your high school days with this offense.
This feels like Coach Mack and Catholic Central all over again. In on cue, they're going to throw on the first play of the game. Barb had all the time in the world, and he had Stack open. And as soon as that one went off his fingers, he tapped his chest. Universal sign for, my bad, should have had this one.
Well, I mentioned it in the open, and their head coach said passes are fumbles in the air. We want to mash your face in, but yeah, maybe just coming out, just trying to catch him, I guess, and that's what they do on the first play of the game, incomplete on the pass.
I mean, Howell can throw the ball. They threw a touchdown to win the game last year against Belleville. But now this does put the offense in a position they don't love to be in, second down long. They will run it for the first time, and it's blown up in the backfield. Van Devin, the hopeful quarterback who's transitioned to running back just to get on the field, was blown up for a loss of 6 on this play.
That's a big play from Colton Thiel right there, the senior linebacker. And get a look at their defensive alignment. They start 3 up front. Really good at all 3 levels. But, yeah, that's a massive play. So already Northville's throwing them off schedule, Evan.
And Howell's probably got to throw it again on 3rd down and a mile. They will with Barb. He's got the time, floats up a prayer, and it's incomplete. Hoping for Green. McGarrow step for step in coverage, and that is an ideal start for Northville.
It can't get any better for Northville. I mean, they get on the field, they get a 3-and-out. Last year, that was part of the issue in the game they lost at home to this Howell club. So that is an absolute, to your point, Evan, that is a dream start indeed for Brent Luplo and his coaching staff.
Here's Zimlich, the guy we were talking about at the top of the broadcast, who's the team's leading tackler and also their punter. Macklin Hart, the speedy 5'9" senior, is back deep for the Mustangs. They're rocking their brand new white uniforms for the first time tonight. And a whistle stops the punt from Zimlich. It's going to make it a longer punt. I mean, if you're Howell right now, you're going, can we get some sort of positive momentum? They're even getting penalties on punts.
Yeah, I mean, their coach did tell us, he said, look, the first 2 weeks we weren't as clean as we'd like to be. Got to keep working on that. They don't look very clean here to begin this game. I'll say that, Evan. They're a little bit out of kilter here, and this is a great opportunity for Northville here. They're going to get really good field position, at least they should after this punt.
Hart's now standing right at the 50, and the punt is short. Northville saying to everybody, get away from that wobbly football. And the Mustangs are going to start inside Howell field position at the 40-yard line. So now we see Cooper Durkich come onto the field. And, Ben, we talk about how they want to get that run game established with Max DeFore, but there is a nice passing element to this Northville offense.
There really is, and they've got a target in Camden Brown. All he did last week, Evan, he wears number 2. He's a senior, 5'10", 165. He had 128 yards and 3 touchdowns. They got a good offensive line. They count on their guards up front to lead their O-line. This kid is a mismatch problem. Let's see how often and how early they go to number 2, Camden Brown.
And watch out for Durkich in the run game as well. He claims he can run a 4.5 40. He'll start alone in the gun. He'll roll to the right. Patiently await. Make a man miss. Yeah, he gained about 3-4 yards and probably ran about 30 yards to gain those 4.
He did. He got 4 on the carry, and that's really good patience by this young kid that their coach absolutely raved about. He said he's gritty, he's tough, he's improved a lot since last year. He said his second career start, he told us, was against Howell. So he's been in a big game. He's got to live in the moment and keep himself composed and get some help up front as he did there on some blocks. I was keeping my eyes on Brown, who goes out into the slot this time. They had him one-on-one out here on the edge last play.
That's Brown and Bird, left side of your screen. Durkich called his start last year against Howell my welcome to varsity game.
Yeah.
They'll hand to DeFore. The big-bodied number 9 running men over. He just ran over Green, and he got Northville a first down.
I love that. I mean, this could not be going any better for Northville. Defensively, they get a 3-and-out. They're coming out. They look calm. They look composed. They look cool. And look at the size of this young man, 5'11" and 215. Big, thick, strong thighs, really pounds the rock. And that's going to be big in this game tonight. So far, so good for the road team.
DeFore listed at 215. And he said he gained 25 pounds in the offseason. You know, some of us put on weight in the summer just by eating too much and drinking too much. Max was doing work.
He's averaging 72.5 yards a game in 2 games, Evan.
Durkich on the run, not a ton there. Swallowed by the Howell D-line, Brody Stack, who's 6'4" himself. First man to get him for Howell.
And this is where, if you're Northville, you can give Howell a little bit of their own medicine. because right now, you see so far what they've played is you see the starters. Jackson Paul's a young man to watch up front, big body up front there. He's an Air Force commit. That's an awesome story we'll get into. Brody Stack's also key on the edge for them. And we talked about Zimlich wears 34 there. Really the heartbeat of their defense. And their secondary with some good players back there. But for Northville, they're chewing time. They're not quick to the ball. They're going to take their time. So they got a great chance here to keep this drive going here on second down.
They motion Brown all the way across the field and throw it to him. Get him in space. They love his speed. Gained a handful of yards and set up a third down and short.
Yeah, he's a good-looking football player. I mean, you can just see the route he runs, the body language, the way he's carrying himself. And we talked to Brent Luplo earlier in the week, and tonight we had a chance to talk to his dad, Kelly, who's a longtime coach.
Yep.
I said, give me the real deal on this young kid, to Kelly. And he said, this kid's got a chance to be really, really good. He's a special player for them here.
It's going to be their first third down of the game. Northville inside the Howell red zone at the 18. And remember, too, if they do not get this, that kicking game is a real shaky spot. So this could be four-down territory for Durkic and the offense.
Good point, Evan.
Fake the pitch, run it up the middle, and he's got the first down.
Number 14,
Durkic using those legs to keep the chains moving for the Mustangs.
Number 13,
he's doing that. You can see he's not very big, but he's playing really smart here on this opening drive. Just a football player, right? He's a gritty, tough kid. There he is with Brent Luplo, and great relationship they have. Brent was a quarterback when he played for his dad, Kelly, a longtime coach at Clare, and just got it in his blood, and his dad couldn't stay away, apparently.
You know, it's just kind of a drug for these coaches, you know?
Yep, it sure is.
You got to get your fix.
Yep.
Durkic, quick throw. It's caught by C.J. Bird, and there was nothing there. He actually loses a yard as Howell did a real nice job at flying to the football. Mark Flynn had the first hit.
Yeah, he sure did, Evan. That's a great job. That's the best play that Howell has made defensively in this game yet. Trying to get help out there. Brown out there trying to throw a block, but you know, we talked about it last time you and I were together, flying to the ball. I forget the term that East Kentwood used, but just they want to get hats to the football, and that's what Howell did a really good job of there to force him into a loss. Now a 2nd and 11.
They initially motioned the back to 4 out as a wide receiver. Now he motions. They get it to him. He cuts it up. It's a little bit of room. They'll mark him down at the 11, and this is a real interesting play call for Northville, as unfortunately DeFore is limping off the field. You hate to see that. Northville, though, after this play, third down and about 7 yards, and again, this could be four-down territory because the kicking game is shaky.
I think you're right. I think it would be four-down territory, especially on the road here, but that's certainly a little concerning seeing the big running back, DeFore, hobble off there, and you saw the break, the brace that he has from those knee injuries he's had. So third and a lot more manageable than it would have been on that after that 2nd and 11 play.
Sikowski is now the back. He motions out. And Luplo sprinting down the field calls a timeout. There must have been some miscommunication on the field. We'll take a quick break with him. Big third down coming up for Northville halfway through the first quarter in a scoreless ball game at Howell High School.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Big spot in the ball game early on, just over halfway into the first quarter. Howell was stopped on their first drive, and Northville's got a 3rd down and 7 coming up. Their kicker was lost for the year earlier this season, so this could be four-down territory for the Mustangs. Durkic looking left. He throws that way, and it's incomplete. It was in between Montgomery and Bird.
Intended for.
Yeah, you want to have that back, and they're going to trot out. Looks like they're going to bring out the field goal unit. That pass you saw there, not even close. So they're going to try one here, it looks like, Evan. They're going to try this field goal attempt here. Most would say a chip shot, but to your point, it's a new ball game with a new kicker in there.
It'll be a straight-on kick for Baird, the lanky sophomore soccer player. They've got confidence that he can be good down the line, and his kick right here is money.
That'll help the confidence.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big left-footed kicker there. He banged that one through there, and that's a great job by Northville to get points on that first drive. Short field, 40 yards. They got the ball out from the goal line. They don't get in, but that's a victory in this game so far for Brent Luplow and his Mustangs of Northville. Really good job by them. And you see the picture on there.
Yeah.
Jake Moody, we were texting earlier today, cut by the Niners. He's signed by the Bears. He'll be back home this week to play the Lions. They had all kinds of issues, did the Bears in their game against Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings last week. And, you know, it's a big school, and that's helping in those numbers. Just both these schools are massive. They're both over 2,000 kids from 9 through 12. So you get a look at their profile, and, you know, Brent Luplow is doing some good things. He was at Brighton for a while, as you talked to him about on our call. And, you know, again, he's both these coaches, you know, him and Brian Lewis are both, they're just football guys, man. They just ooze it, right?
And this is the type of night that you love. You know, Coach Luplow, he was very honest about, hey, my last stop, I was the offensive coordinator at Brighton, and they had great community support. So when I came over to Northville, I kind of looked around and went, hey, we want to get this thing up to speed. The pieces are in place, but we really got to turbocharge those pieces. And the proof's already in the pudding. He's in his third year, and if he wins tonight, it's already 19 wins for him.
Yeah, and he brought up to us, he said, hey, I know it's only 2 games in, but in 2 years, we've only lost once on the road, so maybe that's a good sign for him. But Howell getting it again here, Evan.
Green on the return after Baird, who's feeling it after making that field goal, nearly kicked it in the end zone. And again, Howell is going to have a long way to go.
They are, and I was very surprised at how they came out on that opening possession. I mean, the first play of the game, they fool everybody. They throw the football. I bet you on this drive they get back to their bread and butter. I think that's exactly what Brian Lewis and his team wants to do. They need to come out. They need to deliver a shot here to Northville after they give up 3 points on that possession for the Mustangs.
Brian Lewis, a former De La Salle pilot, but he's got Catholic Central in his DNA.
Of course he does.
His uncle is the longtime assistant principal at CC.
Very nice.
That's why the offense looks similar to Coach Max. And they'll run it. I believe that was 24 counter. They just ran with Bryce Kish, and that's a solid gain on first down. That looks more like the Howell offense.
That's what they do, and that's what they do so well. I mean, good luck trying to tackle this big load. I mean, he's coming downhill at you, and he gets 7 yards on first down, Evan.
Kish 6'4", 215. He is now the lead back this year after Justin Jones graduated. He's now a linebacker at Western. Same play. Similar result, and a first down for Howell.
Kish had, behind that young man you just mentioned, who I believe had 1,700 yards last year, this big guy, number 22, had nearly 1,000 himself. He had 979 yards. He's going to be a handful all year.
Green in the backfield, Christian Farin, Van Devin. You'll see a bunch of Highlanders run the rock tonight. They give it back to Kish. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They run the same play 3 times in a row, and this time they only gain a couple of yards.
24 counter?
24 counter. I have confirmed. I was doing in my head, okay, we got the 8-hole, the 6-hole. That's the 4-hole. That's 24 counter.
But look what it takes to get him down, and this is what Howell wants to do. They want to get him going, which they have in this possession. They want to wear down that defense and make guys think, do I really want to go and tackle this guy? Because he's going to wear you down if he keeps going like that all night.
Plunge up the middle, and there is just not a lot there. Nice job by the middle of the Northville front. Jack Ranka, number 8, one of the men making the tackle. And this is that spot that Howell doesn't want to be in. Third and long and maybe a passing down.
Yeah, it sure is. And give credit to Salvis up front as well. And that second level, getting hats to the football. And
from the Highlander
Saw Jack
43
Ranka there,
yard
number
line.
8. So, yeah, now 3rd and 7 here.
Last time they tried to throw the ball, they did have the tight end stack open.
They did.
And he didn't make the catch.
I'm going to go with a run play here. I think they're running this, Evan.
They'll roll Barb to the left, and he is tackled. Man, that's a great play. Chase Gilbertson likely saved a first down, but it is 4th down and really short here for Howell.
It is, and he did save the first down. That's a great read by Gilbertson. Out in space, gets the shoulder in there. They're going here, Evan.
Quick to the line. They'll run it with Kish, and they've got the first down. Give it to your 6'4", 215-pound back and have him keep the drive alive for the Highlanders.
I was watching after that play ended, Sam Gondik, who ran his guy. Look at there on the left side of the screen. If we could show an angle of that, their O-line coach had a shirt on said road graders, and that guy that he just road graded is going to remember that. What a play by him up front.
They'll roll Barb to the right. Brought down by Ranka again. Going back to the block, you just saw 55 Sam Gondik make. As we get one more look at Preston Barb. There are big guys on this Howell line, and Sam Gondik, number 55. Online, he claims that he can deadlift 600 pounds. Can you deadlift 600 pounds?
No, I play hockey twice a week, but I can't deadlift 600 pounds.
Miscommunication. Wow. Trey Hutchinson gets to Barb, and this ends up being a loss of 2 yards for Howell.
And Hutchinson is a guy that his head coach, Brent Luplow, brought up. He said, this kid is bought into the D-line position. Look at him there. There's a pretty good Hutchinson playing in this city as well, too. That's a great play by the young man up front.
Coach Lewis telling Barb what the play call is here. They spot the football at the Northville 41. Got to get it just inside the 35. And again, Howell just did go for it on a 4th down, so this could be 4-down territory.
You read my mind. It's like we've done this before. I don't think there's any question they're going to go for this. I mean, that's just what they do. They're going to try and punish you and road grade you, and here we go on 3rd and 6.
Fake. Barb wants to throw, and it's low. Again, they were hoping for the tight end stack.
7, Rody Stack. Incomplete.
Palmer Van Devin was wide open right there, number 20. You don't see it on that angle, but he was wide open. I'm sure that was the play call, that pass underneath there that they went to, but they don't convert, and it looks like they're going to punt.
Wow. What do you think of that?
That's a big stop for Northville. That's what I think. It's a big stop. And here's our guy Zimlick on to punt.
The guy who's one of the top tacklers for Northville, for Howell, now trying to pin Northville inside their 10. And we will get a timeout on the field. Northville burns their second timeout of the first quarter.
I love this Zimlick story. I love this kid's story. Their linebacker, their running back. Doesn't run the ball a ton, but he touches it now and then. He's gonna line up the punt here. He kicks. And if you're Northville here, I'm sure right now their coach, their defensive coach there is saying, make sure you watch for the fake. Don't get burned by the fake, right? It's in a kind of no man's land in the field here. And on the other side, the Howell guys getting coached up as well. But, you know, I joked about Zimlich being like Bobby Boucher. I mean that with all kindness. I mean, he really is. This kid does it all, man. Like, you need a play, you call on 34. Let's see what he can do here, Evan, as he trots out for the punt.
Do we have any idea if Wilson provides the team with high-quality H2O?
I'm not sure. We'll ask him. If we interview him after the game, we'll ask him. How about that?
All right. Sounds good. First question if he's the G of the game.
Exactly.
Mark that down, Maggie. So Hart, the punt returner for Northville, is standing just inside the 10. Does Howell run fake? They do not. And again, Zimlich's punt is short, and it doesn't get a great bounce. So after all of this, even with a little bit of a late roll, only about 25 yards of field position gained here.
So if you're Northville right now, you're winning this football game on the scoreboard, but you're also winning it, I think, a little bit mentally. It's early on. There's a minute and change left in the first quarter, but you've had them on the field twice, and you've stopped them in both possessions and held them to no points. So now it'll be up to their offense to see if they can put a lengthy drive together here on their second possession to get some points.
Last drive for Northville started at the Howell 40-yard line. It stalled inside the 15. Alex Baird made the short field goal. Got to go 85 yards on this drive. Durkic, the quarterback, alone. Good to see DeFore back in the field.
Yep.
Durkic is running left, and he is tackled in the open field. Heck of a tackle. There he is. Zimlich making a nice hit.
Love it.
Brought down by number 34, Wilson Zimlich.
There he is.
Gain of a yard on the play.
Get a look at him, man. He's like the quarterback for Northville. He's not big. He's not imposing, but, man, he's a football player, and he just loves to get his nose dirty. That's a good play by him.
You know, there's not a lot of 5'9", 175 guys who are the team's leading tackler.
That's right, and are the heartbeat of the defense, but he's both.
Yep. Could be the final play of the quarter here. 2nd down, 9. Durkic to throw, and he's got it caught. That's the talented sophomore Cassius Montgomery, his second catch of the season. And if that's the final snap of the first quarter, it'll be 3rd down and short for Northville to start the second.
Yeah, that's a really good play. He's a good-looking football player, as you mentioned, and yeah, it's going to set him up for a 3rd and short here, which, you know, again, this game, I think going in, for me, it was about who controls the clock, who controls the possession, because of the way Howell has built their program and the way they played. But so far, Northville up 3 at the end of the first.
Highlanders 0.
At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we're your financial guardian angel. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. A new home, a Catholic education, that business you are working to build. We're here to support the goals of your family, your retirement, and the community that surrounds you. We're here to offer your trusted financial services inspired by Catholic values. And like your guardian angel, we'll always be by your side. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Start of the second quarter. Let's go down to the sidelines and Maggie Makes.
Thanks, guys. Yep, we just wanted to highlight starting tight end number 13, Jackson Paul. He is committed to the USAFA Air Force Academy to play football. Coach said he is a warrior of a player. He understands the game. He's a leader on and off the field, and we're excited to watch him for the rest of the day today. Back to you.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent, Maggie, on this field. Right now, Howell trying to find some answers, and maybe they get one here, Ben, as we start the second quarter. 3rd down real short for Northville.
Yeah, Jackson Paul, I love the story, going to the academy, and that's always a big deal when you can go to an academy and serve your country. But, yeah, I mean, this is a big play in this game, biggest play of the game so far here. And look at this formation.
This is a Jim Harbaugh special. This is the powerful eye. They give it to DeFore, and he's got the 1st down. Move those sticks for Northville. And there was a very late flag that came in. It was thrown by the back judge at the end of this play.
You know, one of the things that their coaching staff said, he loves to initiate contact, and he did that right there twice.
Remember how they shifted out of that formation, Ben? They ruled that this was an illegal shift on Northville.
They did, so that's a costly penalty here. It's going to back them up here. But it's good to see DeFore back in the game on that first possession. He had to come out. He's such a key part of their football team and an absolute warrior. You said, what, twice his ACL?
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing that the kid's even still going. You see the brace on his knee there. So now it's still manageable here, Evan, but I think right here, I think you got to put this football in the air. I really do.
Cooper Durkic is 3 of 4 throwing the football so far tonight for Northville. He rolls and throws, juggled and caught. Bird got it on the second attempt. On cue, Ben Holden calls it 1st down Northville.
I mean, that's a great throw, a perfect ball. I love the composure of this quarterback. That's just a great throw. Great route, great throw. You convert, you stay on the field. You're taking that away from Howell. They can't get that offense going like they want to.
You know, you watch warm-ups, and sometimes you go, wait, who's that? C.J. Bird, number 1, is one of those guys in warm-ups. You go, wait, who's that?
Yeah, they got some dudes. I mean, both these teams do.
Back to the full house look. And they run it for not a lot. Howell rallies to the football. Logan Anderson, number 2, was the first man who gained contact, who made contact, and Northville maybe gains 2.
Yeah, he's had 8 tackles coming in his first 2 games. He got there first right there on the edge, slipped away, and then he got a little bit of help there. Looked like from Alexander that came in to help him out, but just a couple gain there, and Northville continues to have the lead here in this game, 3-0.
That was Adam Sikowski who had the last carry. Durkic fakes and throws to a wide open man. Drew Musner, the sophomore, with his first catch of the season, and it's first down again, Northville.
What a great play call. What a great fake right there to the big man, DeFore, and then again, another beautiful throw right on the money there. That is good stuff from Northville and their offense. Their head coach calls their plays, and he's an old quarterback himself, and they're looking good so far. And now, what, 3 possessions in this game?
Ben, you said it right at the top of the broadcast. Coach Luplow said, I don't know how good this team is.
Right.
Yet. Last week we beat Plymouth, but they were up 35-0 in the first half. They expected to win that game handily, and they did. They felt like they left a lot of meat on the bone against Lake Orion in week 1.
Yep, that's right.
So far tonight, it is all going Northville's way. Still a long way to go, of course. Durkic running left. Not a lot. Braden Smith brought him down after a gain of just 1.
That's good defensive work from Howell and their group. But this kid's gritty, and he goes right over to Luplow there. And Brent calls the plays.
From the Northville 44-yard line.
Asked his dad, I said, when you coached him, what did he like more, running or throwing it? He said, throwing it. I said he didn't think he could do both. He said he felt like he was a better thrower. Kind of cool.
Yeah. Second down, 9. Durkic sets up screen, and DeFore couldn't bring it in. So now we see Northville faced with a 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and about 9. And
3rd down.
DeFore got high praise from his coach, too, about how good he is catching the ball out of the backfield. I think he just took his eyes off that one.
Got to get into Howell territory at the 47. Right now the ball's spotted at Northville's 44. Again, could be potential 4-down territory. We'll see. On this drive, when Northville's needed to convert, they've thrown to the outside to CJ Bird. 3rd down, 9. Durkic has got time, and he's uncorking a bomb. Incomplete. Cassius Montgomery was behind the defense.
He sure was. He sure was.
Incomplete.
I like the home run shot they take there to try to get that. Right to his head coach here, and we get this field level look at it. Bit of a sidearm windup there, and I mean, that ball was in the vicinity there for Montgomery.
So they take the deep shot, and it leads to a punt.
93,
First punt of the night for Alex Baird, who made that field goal earlier. The normal soccer player who is now kicker and punter. And that's a pretty good kick.
Sure is.
High hop over Green's head, and it's too good of a punt. It goes all the way into the end zone.
Touchback.
I think Northville will take that, though.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. I mean, they would have liked that ball to set up a little bit, but it had a lot of heat on it. So, I mean, we haven't seen Howell get this off, but they got going a little bit on the second drive. Then they sputtered out. Then they had to punt the ball away. And Baird had to readjust there, and the lefty did just fine, but that ball had a lot of spin on it, and it came down hot into the turf, and just too much. So, big possession here for Howell.
An offense that scored 35 last week against Salem. Went up to Traverse City West and beat them 23-13 in week 1. Third drive of the night, haven't scored yet. Barb will give. Van Devin will run, and he'll gain a handful, a little more than a handful. He's up to the 26-yard line and gaining 6 on first down.
Stop made by number 18.
Yeah, they got 5 or 6 guys they'll give the football to as they go quick here.
Play, 2nd and 3.
Preston Barb back under center. And he's giving to Van Devin. The converted quarterback. He didn't win the job before the season, but he's such a good athlete. They just wanted to get Palmer on the field, so now he's a running back. That's a couple of good runs to start the drive.
Yeah, he came in with 115 yards on the season through those 2 games. So, again, 5 or 6 deep at the running back spot.
Third down and less than 1. Barb gives. Van Devin runs, and man, that's close.
I think he's got it, though.
They are going to move the chains, but that is a heck of a surge by Northville on that play.
It is. They're playing really well on the road. They really are. I mean, you know, you're nearly, well, not nearly. You're moving in on midway through the quarter, but they've been really sound. See him clogging every gap there up front.
Result of the play, a Highlander.
Hats on hats, and, you know, again, a lot of game to go here, but so far, so good for the road team.
Barb gives. Palmer Van Devin has been the bell cow on this drive until that last one. That was Bryce Kish who ran the ball. And he gains a couple of yards. You can tell Northville has got their eyes on 22 and green tonight.
Oh, yeah, they know the MO, they know the mission. He's a young man getting looked at by Toledo, Western, Southern Miss, among other schools. A chance to play at the next level.
Barb wants to throw, and it's incomplete. Every single time he's tried to throw tonight, he has immediately looked for the tight end.
Yeah, safety blanket, no question about it.
Incomplete.
But they haven't completed one yet, right? All 3 pass attempts, and everyone's hit the turf, and it's just not what they normally do, but sometimes you got to mix it up a little bit, but at the same time, I don't think they'll do this, but you don't want to drift too far away from who you are. I just don't think they will. I think they're just trying to mix that in here.
You know, keep this in mind, too, throughout the night. Northville lost by 2 touchdowns at home last week to Howell. And their coaching staff told us before this game, we just got flat out embarrassed.
They did.
We've been waiting all year for another crack at Howell.
Said they got bullied and punched in the mouth. Repeatedly, they told us that.
Barb rolling right, and he is not going to get the first down. Upended by a couple of Mustangs. Jack Ranka in there again, and it's 4th down.
That's a great read by Hart. I mean, that's a big-time play. Reaches out, gets that right arm around him. And Howell showed for a moment, yeah, we might go for this, but you cannot mess around with the ball here. They're going to punt this thing. That's another win for the road team, man.
Back to receive.
And Zimlich back out there to punt. The punting unit for Howell may not have been this active all of last season as they have been tonight.
Yep. 3rd time?
Yeah. Hart's back deep. This is a good punt. It checks up a little bit. And it will be downed by Howell's special teams unit right at the 33-yard line. You know, this is a huge drive. Obviously, if Northville can get points, but think about this, too. They're going to get the ball to start the second half. So if they play this right with about halfway to go in the second quarter, there could be a potential 2-for-1 opportunity here.
Yeah, you read my mind again. That's exactly what I was thinking and was going to get into. And if they can put something together here, chew up 3-4 minutes of this clock, this would be massive for Brent Luplow and his Northville Mustangs. Let's see what they do here, Evan. Coming out running, coming out throwing. Certainly looks like a running situation here on 1st down.
They're in the pistol with DeFore. That's who they give it to. And big Max DeFore, all 215 of them, is up to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, they want to get this kid more touches. Last week, because of a stinger and really because of the result of the game, it was a 35-0 count at halftime, a running clock. They didn't need to use him much, but he does some damage. When he gets going, you get a look at number 9 there, and he's put together for a high school athlete. I mean, he's delivering some shots too, and Northville in no hurry. They're just going to do what they do, take their time, and chew up some clock as well.
Back to the ground. DeFore running left. Man, it is just so hard to bring him down. That easily could have been no gain or a loss of 1. Instead, it's a Northville first down.
So right, Evan, and you got to get him on first contact. And right there, he's so strong, he's so big, and he gets by Drew Lynn there, and it took another guy to get him down to the ground, and he picks up a first down. So this drive for Northville going exactly the way they wanted it to go when they started back around the 30-yard line.
I almost feel bad for Drew Litt on that last play. I wouldn't want to get in the way of Max DeFore.
He's a big young lad.
Northville content to watch that clock run. We're under 5 minutes to go, first half. Back to DeFore. And again, not brought down on first contact. He's finally pinballed down by Braden Smith. But he still gains about 3 on first down.
Yeah, again, he's got to be, you got to chop tackle this guy. I mean, to, use a rugby term, it's a football term too, but that's how you get this guy down. If he's standing straight up and he's upright, it's going to be really difficult to get this kid down. He's really, really starting to impact the game on this drive here more than he has all night, Evan.
Chewing up that clock. Howell does have the 3 timeouts, so let's see if they elect to use any of them here. Durkic to run. And he's tackled in the open field. That's a strong tackle by Ryan O'Day. And it's third down for Northville after maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, Howell really needed that from O'Day. It's a big play out of their defense. Third in that mid-range territory, 3rd and 6, and
a couple yards on the play.
I don't think this is by in any way, shape, or form 4-down territory for Northville. If they don't get this, they're not going to give them the ball at midfield here late in the half. So if Luplow's offense can get a first down here, that's a massive win again because we're down to 3.5 to go in the half.
Got that 1 timeout left if they need it later. But they got to get this 3rd down and 6. Line to gains the 46 of Howell. Durkic roll. Durkic throw. Incomplete. Wide right of C.J. Barry.
C.J. Barry.
Yeah, he definitely, I'm telling you, he's that quarterback, Cooper Durkic, would love to have that back because he had his man. Just ball or so in front of him or behind him. And maybe I'm going to be wrong here. It looks they're going to line up to go for this.
Would you go for it?
No, I would not. At this stage of the game, I would not. I would punt this thing and pin it, and this could be just to try to draw him off sides here.
But even if they draw him offside, it's 4th and 6.
4th and 6, but then maybe you go for it. But they're going to line up and go for this. This is a gutsy call.
Drew Musner shifts back. They said to watch for his pooch punts.
There it is.
And he does punt it.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any way they were going to go for that. And that one, like a previous punt, just didn't set up. But yeah, that's the right call, certainly, by Luplow and his staff. So now you give Howell the ball with just over 3 to play in the half. And as you said, partner, all 3 of their timeouts. But their offense, aside from, I want to say it was drive 2, is really the only drive that they've done anything.
Yeah.
They had, 5, 6, maybe 7 plays on that drive. Other than that, they really haven't done much in this game, which is a big surprise to me.
Right, exactly. Well, considering how good they were last year,
Yep.
Bryce Kish in the backfield, guys like Green, Van Devin, really started first play of the game when they tried to throw. It was dropped, and ever since, the offense just has been in a funk.
It really has, but now they got a big chance here to get the lead at halftime, Evan.
The drive starts with a Kish run. And he is brought down by Austin McGarrow, who had that game-winning pick at the gun against Lake Orion in week 1. He makes the tackle here after about a gain of 6.
Yeah, and we talked about Wilson Zimlich for Howell, and this young man, McGarrow, is the heartbeat of their team, according to their head coach. They said he put on 25 pounds in the offseason. I think you saw it there because Kish, like the opposition running back, is a big young lad.
Back to the ground. It's Kish again. And, man, they have just got their eyes locked on him tonight.
Hats to the ball. That's what they're doing. And in there again, McGarrow among a host of other players. And you get a look at how big Kish is. I mean, he's a college guy. He's seen playing tight end. I mean, he's that kind of size. But this is big here. Northville's got a timeout left. They're not going to use it here, I don't think. But now you're down to 2 minutes, and it's 3rd and 3 here. And if they don't get this first down, Northville's got to take the timeout and make them punt the ball back to them.
3rd down 3. Clock still rolling. And Howell calls timeout.
That was odd.
Yeah.
That they wasted so much time there, but that's just how it unfolded. So this is a massive play here for this offense. I think, it's a confident bunch coming in, but again, their coach, Brian Lewis, said, they had to clean some things up, and they don't look in rhythm at all. They don't look in sync. They don't look very confident right now to me watching this game, and it's too good of an offense to say that about, but that's just what's happened tonight so far.
Think about this too, right? Zooming out. Maybe Howell doesn't score on this drive, but to at least get a first down, to at least make sure that Northville's not going to get the ball back in this half and get some sort of momentum.
Yep.
As you're saying, Howell's just kind of stuck in the mud right now offensively.
They really are. Aside from that second drive, they really haven't made much movement. What a turnout here, man. What an unbelievable.
Goodness.
This is a great venue. This is my first time ever being here. This is an awesome high school venue.
They've hosted a bunch of MHSA semifinals here because of how great the facilities are.
Yeah, it is.
Another power look for Howell. And they give to Kish. And he stumbles ahead, does get that first down up to the 32.
Big carry there from their leader at running back, Bryce Kish, just a junior. They needed that, so now they got to get a little movement going here. They've got 2 timeouts left here and a fresh set of downs here.
Clock moving. Barb to throw, and it's dropped. Palmer Van Devin couldn't haul it in.
He just took his eyes off that. He turned a little bit. Watch his head when this ball comes in. Good touch on the ball. He catches this thing. See, he turned that head. He catches that. He's going to get out of bounds about the 43, and he felt and heard the footsteps maybe there of Nick Nathan and just lost his concentration.
Positive for Howell is it does stop the clock.
Right.
Just under a minute and a half to go in the half. They still got a long ways to go. They'll give. Green on a quick hitter up the middle.
Wow.
And there is just not a lot. Maybe to the 35. That's it.
Run by number 1.
I mean, the dudes up front are really getting after it for Northville. I mean, they have really played a whale of a half here.
Jack Ranka.
Ranka's in there. I mean, there were a couple other guys in there.
No gain on the play.
Gil Martin was in there as well. I mean, they're just flying to the football here.
3rd and 7.
And now Northville doesn't call timeout here. And Howell not moving with a lot of urgency.
No, they're not, which kind of surprises me. They've got 2 timeouts.
Got to get to the 42. Barb wants to throw. He's uncorking one down the field. A jump ball is picked. The INT for the 5'9" Macklin Hart. He took it away from the 6'4" Brody Stack.
Oh, what a great call, Evan, and what a great play from Hart. You could see that coming all the way, and that's just an awesome defensive play there. You'll get a great look at it here. Turning, finding the ball, getting inside body position. That is a big-time defensive play from Northville and Macklin Hart, the senior.
And now, think about this.
Yep.
Football for Northville at the 32.
Yep.
40 seconds, 1 timeout.
Yep.
We've talked a lot about how they're not quite sure what the kicking game is with Alex Baird now being the kicker, but he did just make the last one, and he's a soccer player, so he does have a really strong leg.
He does. Plenty of time for that to happen, no question about it.
How far can they go? Durkic roll. And throw. Muster was open the whole way, but it looked like Durkic kept looking his eyes downfield for a bigger shot.
He did. He had another receiver down there and just trying to, I think on that play, just trying to take that shorter pass. He's near the sideline. You can get him out of bounds relatively quick, but they'll reset here. And I'm curious to see what Brent Luplo dials up here with his quarterback. As this first half could not have gone any better for Northville. I know they're only up 3 points, but the fact that Howell is being shut out on their own field, that's a heck of a statement for his football team.
Northville does get the ball to start the second half. And Howell does have the 2 timeouts here. They'll run it with DeFore, who's taking people with him. It took 3 guys to bring him down, and he is at the 41. And nobody's calling timeout.
They're not.
A little surprising?
Yeah, I'm surprised. It's another good run by this young man. I mean, he's really gotten going the last couple of possessions. I would say they're just playing this thing safe here. Pressure coming.
Durkic throws. That ball is caught. Camden Brown gets out of bounds, and there will be time on the clock. There is 0.1 on the clock. He was knocked out of bounds with about 1 second.
I love this kid. I mean, you can see it. I mean, look at the body control. Look at the feet. Great speed, great acceleration. So, yeah, chuck one up here and see what happens.
I mean, this first half for Northville, again, it feels like we're heaping too much on a team that's up 3-0 probably at halftime. But again, considering the way that Howell walked into Northville last year, and by Northville's own admission, they just got bullied in that game. Considering that Howell went 11-0 last year, beat Belleville and Bryce Underwood, who was the consensus top team in the state all year. And considering that a fair amount of that Howell team is coming back, you can't say enough good things about the way that Northville, their players, and their coaching staff have executed in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, you could hear it in Brent Luplo's voice when we talked to him down on the field. He's like, our guys are motivated, our guys are hungry, and these, they're athletes, right? They remember, they don't forget, and, it's one half of football, and to your point, yeah, it's only 3-0, but the way they've controlled the game, that to me was the story, and Brent agreed with that. He said, we got to be smart. We got to be smart with the ball. We got to be smart getting them off the field. They've done both those things.
We're about to see how far Durkic can throw it. There are 4 men on the Howell D line, and you're getting a look at all the men that Howell has sent back.
Here we go.
Is there pixie dust for Northville? They'll throw it to DeFore. And to quote our friend Scott Van Pelt, there's no pitchy woo-woo at the end of the half. DeFore will add a few stats to the catch and run, and Howell will take the 3-0 lead into the locker room and get the ball to start second half.
Yeah, Northville with a great job here, leading at halftime. And again, they've controlled the clock. They've controlled third down, their own third downs, Howell's third downs. They've done a great job of doing just that.
Let's go down to the field. Maggie standing by with Howell's head coach Brian Lewis.
All right, Coach, you said earlier this week how much you like to run the ball. You threw the ball the first play. What was the thought process there?
Try to score. We're just trying to score points.
And there's still a lot of game left to play, low-scoring game. What adjustments are you going to make when they come out of that locker room for the second half?
Yeah, well, we got to quit shooting ourselves in the foot. That's what we were doing the last 2 drives, moving it down, and then we just shoot ourselves in the foot with uncharacteristic things of what we do in Howell. So we need to really clean that up going into the second half.
All right, good luck in the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Can you tell Coach is an intense man? Why'd you throw the ball? Trying to score points. Howell trying to find a little bit of an answer when we start the second half in about 15 minutes. We'll have a break, come on back, bring you some highlights and scores, and also talk to one of our proud sponsors here on The Prep. Hang tight, back in a moment.
Love Piece and Threads Design Bar, a unique new fashion experience in downtown Milford. Get ready to elevate your style by stepping foot in their design shop. Love Piece and Threads Design Bar offers specialized collections of custom apparel. They've got custom denim jackets and sweatshirts to dresses and hats, and they've got a variety of options to choose from. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind piece or you want to set a new fashion trend, their store has got you covered with endless customization options. But that's not all. Their design bar is also the perfect place for a fun and creative night out. And you can do a celebration, book a party, and bring the full experience. Gather your family or friends and design your own custom jacket, complete with patches and your own personal touches, and unleash your imagination and create something truly special with their hands-on design experience. Love Peace Threads Design Bar is more than just a store. It's a place where fashion meets creativity and community. The end.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Jackie, and of course, Michael.
Howell Band entertaining us at halftime. Their Highlanders trailing Northville 3-0 after 24 minutes of football here at Howell High School. Pleased to be joined by one of our proud presenting sponsors here on the Prep. You've probably seen their commercials over the last few weeks as we start our high school coverage of the season. The proud owner of Pure Bar Novi, who also happens to be my mother. It's Bridget Stockton. Hi, Mom. Thanks for being here on Bring Your Mom to Work Day.
Oh, hi, Evan. I'm glad you invited me. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. She's always welcome here on the Prep, and we're going to have her some more interviews going on. So for anybody who's watching, and there's got to be a few Howell and Northville folks who are interested and have heard of Pure Bar Novi and all of its benefits, but why should people be interested in your community at Pure Bar Novi?
Well, Pure Bar is a full-body workout. We are located very close to both schools.
Mm-hmm.
We offer 4 different format classes. We offer a fabulous workout, a great community. We have a lot of members who actually have children who play, or young adults who play sports. And they are constantly saying, hey, I got 60 minutes. I just dropped my son off at football practice, and I'm going to get my own workout in. So it works out really well with our class offerings, times, early bird, mid-morning, noon, evening. It's just a great treat to yourself to find an hour to work out and then become just that much stronger physically and mentally and emotionally.
I'm sure there's a lot of people watching going, okay, I've heard of Pure Bar, but why should I specifically go to yours? What makes the community at your Pure Bar Novi so special and so different than everyone else's?
I'm so happy you asked, because we truly are just a very, very unique community.
Our
We
next
have
tune is one of the
members
most
from
recognizable hits
high
of the
school age,
modern
16,
boy band
17-year-olds,
era. The
all
song
the
was
way up to
released in the year
70-year-olds.
2000,
We have
complete
a
with
team of
NSYNC's
14
unforgettable
teachers
dance
that are
moves
just
and their famous
fabulous.
music
They are
video with the
trained,
puppet strings.
they are
It quickly became a pop
particular,
culture
they are
anthem, and had fans
empathetic, they are
everywhere singing
compassionate, they
along.
will
So
meet
even
you
though
where
the
you
show
are
won't
at
be
your
over at the
fitness
end of the
journey
song,
and get you where you
our
want to be,
marching band
and they
is
will
about
help
to
with
say
any sort of modification. So it does
bye.
not matter if you have any sort of injuries. Actually, a lot of physical therapists recommend a bar workout afterwards because it is non-weight bearing, it's gentle on your joints. It is something that people can modify all along the way and still get an excellent workout. So we reach people all ages.
You know, your business, you talk about the community that's there. What about Pure Bar Novi? You've owned the business for a handful of years now. Why do you still do it? What brings you joy when you're around your members and when you're around that community every single day?
I'm the third owner of our studio. When I bought the studio, we were down to 37 members coming out of COVID. We've grown to over 300 members. They're a fabulous group of women. They lift each other up. They are encouraging. They are supportive. People say I'm here on the best day of my life, and I'm here on the worst day of my life. But I'm here because this is more than just a workout. We're extremely philanthropic also. Right now we are collecting lunchbox snacks to help 140 families in the Novi area to supplement their pantries so that they can give their children snacks in their lunch boxes now that they're going back to school in conjunction with a local parish. So we're a philanthropic group. We help each other, and you get a fabulous workout along the way.
Yeah, so I can speak to the workout. I try to stay in shape, right? I played sports growing up. I did Pure Bar once. I've never gone back. It kicked my butt. So if you need a good workout, I can highly, highly recommend Pure Bar Novi. And Bridget, Mom, the last thing for anybody who's watching, anyone from Northville, anyone from Howell, anyone from Metro Detroit and the surrounding area, they may have seen on our Prep social media channels the Prep Play of the Week and some of the social media channels. But for anyone who's interested, wants to learn more, maybe wants to test out Pure Bar Novi, how can they do it?
Well, I am the proud mother of 3 football players, former football players, and 1 current football player, but he plays the other football. He plays soccer. But I want you to know your first class is free. We want you to come on in, try the workout, see how effective it is, see how you feel before and after the workout. Give it a try. You owe it to yourself to come and give yourself 1 hour of a workout. You'll be better for it, and we'd love to help you on your journey. You can find us on social media. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook, and you can also find us. We're at Grand River and Novi Road. Our phone number is all over the commercials that are shown. It's 248-596-0002. Come on in, bring a friend. Sometimes it's fun to work out with a friend. Sometimes it's really fun to make a new friend. And we want to be part of your fitness journey.
She also forgot a very important social media channel. They're on TikTok, and it's blowing up.
Oh, yes, we are on TikTok.
Oh, there they are with the times, Pure Bar Novi. They say if you don't toot your own horn, they won't do it for you. My mom does a great job of tooting her own horn, but I'll do it for her as well.
Thank you.
You should see the community at Pure Bar Novi. You should see the looks on the women's faces when they come in, when they leave. She's being modest. The business was at 30-something members, and now it's well over 300. It's getting national renown, and it's because the little things she does. You will get free oranges when you come in. You will get free water. There are themed playlists. There are themed days. There are different Pure Bar options in Metro Detroit. There is not a single one that will care about you as much as Bridget Stockton's Pure Bar Novi will.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a fabulous community. It truly is. We have women where English is their second language, and they still come on in because they feel welcome, they feel empowered, they feel connected, and that's what gets you. You've got to get in the door, and it's our job to keep you coming back. And we do a fabulous job of it. And Evan, it's now my challenge to get you back to the bar.
That's right. I'll come back eventually.
Actually, I think the whole prep crew should come. Well, we'll have a private class. We'll have a little prep party. I like that idea.
Notice how Ben Holden has just walked away as
he's
we're trying
all
to
over
get. He's a hockey guy, so he's into stretching.
2 times a day, I heard. And that guy who deadlifted, 600 pounds?
Yeah, not bad.
Okay, so we have a workout that does a functional fitness, and you do lift. We don't lift 600 pounds. We might lift 30 pounds, but it still works. There's actually 4 formats. One is more of a cardio component, more is functional fitness, lifting weights. Our classic Pure Bar full body workout using 2 and 3 pound weights, which are exhausting, let me tell you. Pure Bar stood the test of time. We've been around 25 years. And we also have for recovery a stretch, balance, and agility class. So we got it all. We just need you to come and be part of our fun.
It's always annoying when your mom comes to your work and does a better job than you do. Isn't that annoying? Mom, great job. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Evan. My pleasure.
Pure Bar Novi, the owner, Bridget Stockton, proud partner with us at the Prep, and you're going to see her commercials and her smiling face all throughout high school sports season. We'll hit a break, come on back, and get you ready for a really fun second half. Howell at home, trying to rally back against the Northville Mustangs. Hang tight.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Bar Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596-0002, visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
Want to thank our food sponsor tonight, Smokey G's Smokehouse, located at 2670 Atwater Street in Detroit. Get them at 313-693-2533, the best smokehouse in the D. At Foodie Centric, our client's agenda is our first priority. We specialize in unique items that are memorable and drive profits to your bottom line immediately. From gluten-free exclusive items to specialty Palazzolo gelato, melting moments, ice cream sandwiches, and so much more. Foodie Centric Solutions will have you set for success today, tomorrow, and into the future. Foodie Centric Solutions at the center of all of what's important to get to your last goal.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Our entire Michigan high school football community lost one of its titans earlier this week. Coach Al Fracassa of Birmingham Brother Rice, at 92 years young, passed away. You know, Ben, I think in instances like this, we can talk about all the numbers, and Coach Fracassa won well over 400 games. He won 9 state championships. You cannot make a list of the greatest high school football coaches in this state without Coach Fracassa being on the list. And if you'll forgive me, I do think sometimes in these instances, personal stories help. So I think some of the viewing audience knows that I'm a Catholic Central Shamrock. I'm 3rd generation. And when you grow up as a Catholic Central person, you don't wear orange, you don't like the school in Birmingham. And the first high school football game I ever went to, I was 3 years old, and it was Catholic Central Brother Rice. And even at that young age, I can remember my family saying, man, we can never beat Coach Fracassa. His teams are always so good. And then I went to high school, and I played against his teams, and I realized the unbelievable respect that was held between my head coach, Tom Mack, and Coach Al Fracassa. And that just wasn't between those two men. It was the entire Michigan high school football community, and the outpouring of support directly from that Brother Rice community this week, the way that Coach Fracassa lived his life through faith, the way that he believed in what he was teaching to his young men who became good fathers, who became good husbands, who became pillars of their community. In a world where high school sports is changing, where collegiate athletics is changing, Lord knows professional athletics has changed, coach and men like Al Fracassa need to be around. And the fact that we lost him today lost him earlier this week, is incredibly sad. And that entire community at Brother Rice, we're thinking about you, we love you, and Coach Fracassa, it was an honor to know you and cover so many great football teams. He was an outstanding man.
I'll share one when we get going here a little bit later. I think we got to get down to Maggie now, though, right?
Maggie Mace, our sideline reporter tonight, scheduled.
All right. Oh. All right, thanks, guys. Coach, up 3-0 in the first half. What did you like about how the guys controlled the ball out there?
Yeah, I think, defensively we were playing really well. Offensively, we're not calling a bad game, I don't think, just making plays and finishing and having seniors step up and make plays.
You talked a lot about your running back. What did you like about how he played in the first half?
He's still a bruiser. We're going to go to him more in the second half here. He got banged up there a little bit, but we got to just continue to, convert on third downs. We did a poor job later in the half.
All right, good luck in the second half. Thank you.
Such an outstanding thing for Coach Luplow to have that coaching background that he did with his dad being such a great high school football coach for a long time, Ben. And I know you wanted to speak a little bit on Coach Fracassa before we kick off the football game.
Yeah, no, it'd be an absolute honor. I'm dating myself, but that's okay. Age is just a number, right? But 1996 to 97, I did a high school show with the late, great Fred McLeod called Home Games. And that's when I first met Al. My cousin played for him. He played behind Brian Marshall. And the reason I first went to Rice was to do a feature on Brian because he was, at the time, the #1 running back in the state, #5 in the country. And a couple of weeks ago on opening week, I had the fortune to call their game at Dakota. And I asked Aaron Marshall, Brian's brother, now the head coach, of course, what's the greatest lesson that Al Fracassa gave you? And he said, just like my brother told you almost 30 years ago, no one's bigger than the team. That lasting impression, that hit home with me. Doing what I've done for all these years in television, you work with people, it's a team. We can't do what we do alone. We're not bigger than X, Y, or Z on the crew. And it's a great lesson, I think, for young kids out there. Always be a good teammate and don't think you're bigger than the team. And that's something that Brian Marshall didn't do. And so many players that have played for Al have done the same that Brian did.
A remarkable life lived. Yes, the football wins will be remembered, but the way that Coach Fracassa lived his life, he was honored today. His funeral services were today at St. Regis. We're thinking about that entire Brother Rice community. We're thinking about the Fracassa family. And we know he's smiling down, watching all this great high school football in the state he loved, Michigan, tonight.
Well, this game, Evan, what a half we should be in for here. As Northville's going to get the football. And you heard Brent Luplow talking there with Maggie about the way his team has managed the ball, managed the clock. It's been impressive. Now, it's just a 3-point game, but they have controlled this game, and I think it's mighty big if they're going to get a win in this game. As that ball is a touchback, he went into the end zone. They get some points here. They get a touchdown on this drive. And how's Howell come out? I mean, they look completely discombobulated, in my opinion, in the first half. They come out. Maggie asked about the first play of the game. They're throwing the football. That's not their DNA. Their DNA is to run you over and punish you. We'll see when they get the ball if they can get back to that here in the second half.
Well, you could notice when Coach Lewis was talking to Maggie going into the locker room, that man's face may as well have been carved into a statue. I think those guys just got a pretty spirited talk at halftime.
Yeah, the old peeling some paint in the locker room speech.
We'll see what the second half brings us here at Howell High. Northville 1 half away from an early season statement win. They start the second half with the ball. Durkich keeps, and he's brought down. Braden Smith wrangles him down, loss of 1.5.
It's a big statement to begin the half by Smith there. Big guy in that defensive front, and textbook read from him. Gets off the block, sees the quarterback with the rock, and gets to him in a hurry to force him into a loss of 1.
Number 0 with the tackle, Braden Smith.
This Northville offense has scored to start the second half in each of the first 2 weeks of the season. Does the momentum continue here? It's Durkich running again. Ooh, check that. That is not Durkich. They throw a changeup. Braden Tuiasosopo, the backup quarterback, runs the football. Spun away to at least get back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be third down.
A little wrinkle there from Brent Luplow, and it didn't fool Howell at all there. Again, look at that line, just clogging everything up. Nowhere to go. Smith and company in pursuit, and he's finished off there. Nicely done by Drew Lynn to finish it. And there's the guy back in now for a big third down here, Evan.
A Howell team that did hold Northville to the 3 points in the first half.
On their own 21-yard line.
Northville completed a handful of passes in the first half. But this would be their longest third down conversion of the night. It's 3rd and 9. Durkic play fake. Pump and throw. Deep downfield. It's incomplete. It was a jump ball for Caden Brown, and Jack Spencer was right there in coverage.
He sure was, and Camden Brown is just a great athlete. He had 3 catches for touchdowns last week, and I love the play call. I mean, that's the first time they've really taken a shot play with him. That's a catchable ball, but that's a tremendous job by Spencer just to get enough of it.
It was almost like Brown kind of mistimed his leap a little bit.
Little bit.
All right, so Howell gets the stop.
Alex Baird.
And as Alex Baird is about ready to punt it away, Green's back deep. Baird's last punt.
Whoa.
Oh, there's a high snap. And Baird does his best to at least get it away. It's not total disaster, but it's certainly not great for Northville. There is a flag back by the punter.
Yep, there is.
Down by Northville.
So we check on that, and Northville told us before the game, we're concerned with our long snapping.
Yeah, and it got him right there. It got away, but that's an amazing job by Baird just to get that ball off of his foot with a ton of heat on him. And that's not on him. That's on that long snap.
I got to sort this out. The flag was thrown back while Baird kicked the ball. Northville's side is hoping this goes their way.
There.
All right, so it's a 5-yard penalty. It was running into the kicker.
Yeah.
It was not the dreaded roughing,
right,
which in Michigan high school football, the only penalty that gets you automatic first down is something that starts with roughing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so watch it back. Baird gets it away.
Yep,
And
that's the right call.
Yeah.
That's the right call. Yeah.
And you can understand the Howell special teams guys, right?
Yeah.
They're not trying to do anything crazy to the punter. They're just trying to make a play. And now you wonder, does Northville go for it? They've got Durkic on the field, and maybe they're spooked by that bad long snap.
They might be. It's 4th and 4 yards here. They're going to go for this.
From the Northville 26.
Talk about guts.
Does the Howell penalty bite them?
Trying to draw him here.
And now they'll shift Mussner back. He's been their pooch punter all season. And he does it again. This is a great punt.
It's a bomb.
It unfortunately checks up. But think about this. Howell was about to get the ball around the 25-yard line. Because of the penalty, Northville's at least afforded the opportunity to get a better punt away, and they just gained darn near 50 yards of field position.
Yeah, they flipped the field. They dodged a massive force there from Howell. Because to your point, yeah, they would have had the ball at the 25 now. They've got it at their own 33. So, again, Northville gets out of some serious trouble here. Can their defense continue what they were doing in that first half, Evan? Kish had 40 yards on the ground in the opening half, number 22 for Howell.
What a fascinating drive to start this half for Howell. Barb gives. Kish runs. Does get up to the 38-yard line and gain about 3 or 4 on first down for Howell.
I'll take that. That's keeping them on schedule because they're a 4-down team. There's no doubt about it with the way they run the football. So they'll take that 3.5, 4 yards every single time.
From the Highlander 37-yard line.
Because that will, in essence, move the chains for them. But I'm really curious to see how this first possession for them goes here in the half because they have not been themselves in this game. And a lot of that's due to the way Northville's defended them.
Kish again. Met right near the line again. Northville gets a really nice surge to the football. Burke Pongrass, the first man to slow him up. And again, this is not where Howell wants to be. It's going to be third down and about 6.
Yeah, they're uncomfortable. They don't like being in this situation. They want this to be a 3rd and 2, a 3rd and 3, where they can give it to big number 22, and with his size and strength, he can pretty much get you that every time if he's got a little bit of a seam.
They have not completed a pass yet tonight.
0 for 6.
Barb gives, Kish runs, and he's got the first down. He was met right near the line of scrimmage, right near the line to gain, and he powered ahead for what feels like a really important Howell first down.
It really is, and that's just the size and strength of Kish here. I mean, he's so long, he's sturdy, he's built, runs through one tackle, basically breaks that tackle, and gets enough and then some to move the sticks here. If you're Howell, you've got to get your offense going here on this possession in this game.
It's a Howell offense that's used to scoring a lot of points. They averaged darn near 35 points per game last season. Barb gives. It's Kish again, and he just carried a couple of guys across midfield. Mason Moffa, number 11, was along for the ride, hanging on to Kish's back.
Watch what he does in contact when bodies are on him. Just the power and strength. If we can get a look at that last carry, I'd love to go through it. But he just powers through guys.
Yeah.
Shedding guys off. Here's a look. Watch what he does here. So there's the initial contact, runs off that, spins off that, took 3-4 guys to get him down. He's a powerful young man.
They run it to the right. They run it with Brody Stack, the tight end. There's a changeup, and that's the best play of the game for Howell.
Yeah, you might want to go back to that bad boy again. That was a really well-run play, great execution, great blocking up front. And there's the big tight end. I mean, he's a little bit taller than Kish. They're about the same size except for the vertical, man. Both big guys.
And he still lines up in the backfield. Quick hitter up the middle. Ooh, if Green slipped that, I think he's dancing in the end zone. A pivotal tackle in the secondary by Northville. This probably saved 6.
Howell starting to impose their will here, Evan, up front. And their backs are gaining confidence with every carry. That line, you talked about them in the beginning. They all big, thick guys up front. They're starting to impose their will here for the first time in the game.
Howell on the march. March is now going backwards. Kish really did well here just to get back to the line of scrimmage as Moffa made the tackle.
Yeah, good job by Northville. They win the battle that time up front. I mean, we hear it every time we talk to a coach. You do a high school, you do a college, you do a pro game, it doesn't matter. You got to win the line of scrimmage. That's where games are really won and lost, especially with two teams that count on their running backs to really tote the mail for their clubs, and that's a win on that play for Northville.
First drive of the second half for Howell, which started the game with a pass. They have not tried to pass on this drive. And they're going to try here.
Jinxed it.
And they got it complete. Finally, they got a completed pass. Good looking strike to Kish. And Howell is starting to move and starting to sniff that end zone.
0 for 6 in the first half, and this is without question the best looking drive they put together. They're using that line, they're using those big backs, and they're even mixing in the pass there.
3rd and 1.
It is 3rd down and 1. And officials timeout. I believe they should be giving them the first down.
Sure looked that way to me too, partner.
Yeah, because they originally spotted the football and had it at 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the side judge is coming in and said, wait a minute, this is first down. Howell program that last year started 11-0, their best season since 1963.
Wow.
Had that huge KLAA championship win over Belleville and Bryce Underwood. Kish on the run here. Kish slowed up, and he may have lost the football.
Uh-oh.
He lost the football, and Northville's got it.
Recovered by Northville. Number 3, Austin McGarrett.
There's that guy, Evan. We talked about him in the first half. The heartbeat of their defense, and that heart is beating and pumping just well now. What a hit on that carry there, and Northville comes up with its second turnover in this game. Remember, they had the pick in the first half.
I think that's Chase Gilbertson, 21 down on the far side of the field, and McGarrow was the one who made the hit.
Yes.
But Chase did a great job here slowing him up, Ben.
Yep,
From our vantage point, high above the field, it looks like initially Kish has got the corner, but watch 21 slow him down here.
He slowed him down just enough. He got a hold of him to get those feet, those ankles,
Number 21.
to stop moving, and then in on the recovery there. Mason Maffa gets in there to recover that ball. That is textbook defense, textbook tackling by Northville's defensive crew, and a tip of the hat to their DC in that group. And there's an injured player that's to the right of that Northville huddle that they are surrounded with trainers and staff over there, and there's a lot of people over there, Evan.
We'll take a break and get you an update when we can.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596-0002, visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
What a play by Northville. They just forced a Bryce Kish fumble in the red zone, and they maintain their 3-0 lead. We're halfway into the third quarter, and this big crowd at Howell High School is starting to get real nervous.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, that is big-time stuff from Northville, and now they're going to try to get their ground game going a little bit here.
You know, and this is an interesting drive to watch for Northville, who's been in pretty good field position much of the night.
Yep.
We're about to find out how their offense looks in a long field as we watch, once again, this great defense from Northville.
Terrific. And that tackle, even though he broke, it was enough for his teammates to get in there and enough for McGarrow to get in there and get a piece of him and knock it loose, and Maffa was on that ball. So a pick and a fumble for them. And now back at their own 10-yard line, trying to get some momentum here. I'd keep going to the ground here. Certainly I'd go to the ground on this play here if I'm Northville.
They are fine slowing this game down.
Yep.
Durkic, quick strike, high and wide of Montgomery, and third down long coming up.
Well, now you know what's coming. If you're Howell and their defensive group, 3rd and 8 coming up. I would have ran that ball. I'm not coaching the team, obviously, but I would have ran it there, but not to question what the coach is doing. But we'll see what they do here. Maybe they can pick it up here on 3rd and 8, and you got to figure they're going to put this ball back in the air here on their quarterback there and see what Brent Luplow calls here.
You know, they've taken a couple of deep shots with Durkic tonight, and they've just missed them. Missed Montgomery in the first quarter and missed Brown earlier in this third. 3rd down 8. Durkic will run draw, and he's not going to get there. Howell had that thing sniffed out right away. Big Frank Kenka, whose brother plays at Michigan, makes the head.
Frank the Tank on that one. And look at the crowd here at Howell, loving that. Little QB draw there.
From the Northville,
they were not fooled.
12-yard
Great job.
line.
Everybody staying home. They had single coverage on all 3 of those receivers. I was thinking maybe they take that shot out there on the edge for Camden Brown, but they did not.
All right, they keep the offense on the field, but they've had long snapping issues. Musner, 32, has been the punter, and that's what they'll do again. Flynn is back deep. He's got a chance. Mark Flynn coming, and he's brought down. Well done in coverage by Northville. Anthony Testani, one of the offensive linemen, makes the tackle.
Big Anthony was coming down the tracks on that one to finish off that play. But so Howell getting it back here, 4 to go in the quarter. A short field. Can they get over the hump? They haven't gotten over the hump in this game offensively yet.
First and 10.
Northville has done an incredible job here on the road. The pick in the first half, the fumble there. And it's only 3-0, but they're still in control of this game with Howell's potent ground game coming back on here, Evan.
How much longer can Northville hold up? It's Kish, who just fumbled, and he maybe gains a yard.
Yeah, they've done a heck of a job on him. They really have. And their whole defense, you know, you're Howell, you're like, what do we got to do to get one here? It looked like they were going to get in. And you said it on the call, that play that Chase Gilbertson made, he doesn't get there on that play. I think Kish cuts back inside and walks up that sideline and is in the end zone, but he's not.
Give again. This is Brody Stack, and he's brought down by Macklin Hart. Hart is 5'9", 170, and he just tackled Stack, who's 6'4", 235 in the open field.
And he's the one that had the interception back in the first half. Watch number 7 here, right side of your screen. He'll come in. That's how you get those big guys down. That's the only way you can get them down. Because if you're grabbing at shoulders and at the waist, they're running by you or breaking out of it. That's a great tackle by him.
Everyone who's ever played football has heard this phrase one too many times. Low man wins.
That's right.
And Hart was just the low man.
That's right.
Howell's completed 1 pass all night. They may have to throw it here.
They are.
Barb's dropping back, and he's throwing a fastball. Green juggled, and he caught the ball. There was a huge hit, but the ball never hit the ground, and it's first down, Howell.
He took a wicked lick in here, too. Bam, right there, right off the chest.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
What a hit by Renka. I can't believe that ball didn't hit the ground.
That's amazing. If we got a play of the game or a moment, that might be it, depending on what Howell does here. That's a huge catch for them.
And their drive is alive. There's the break they've been looking for all night.
That's right.
This is Van Deven, the former quarterback. Now he's a running back, and he's got the first down for Howell.
It's a great play. When this offense is in rhythm and in sync as it was on that last drive, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, a lot of people say, you run the ball all the time, it's boring. Not when it works. It's effective, and you wear down the other team both mentally and physically, and Howell's done a good job here on these 2 possessions here. Can they get in here is the question.
They just fumbled inside the red zone in the last drive. And Devitt again. Palmer's got that ball back inside the red zone, trudging ahead to the 19. Very solid gain on first down.
Key in this game, according to head coach Brian Lewis, he told us, he said, take care of the ball, limit explosives, special teams, be physical. He said they're a good team too. And what a dogfight we've got here in this with 90 seconds to go in the third, Evan, and a 3-0 lead.
The definition of a slugfest.
Street fight.
Give Kish. Run right. He won't go down. He's got the first down. Hanging on to the ball this time, and the Howell drive continues.
I got the sense Howell's going in here. Just they're determined. Watch this run. Gets inside of that block. That's a great job. And then look what it took to get him down to the ground. This kid has got it going now.
Coming up on a minute to go, third quarter. Van Deven, not a lot.
Run by number 20.
Up to the 10. They'll give him the 9. Second down coming up.
Less than a minute to go.
Mason Maffa.
Maffa, who had the fumble recovery. I mean, this entire defensive group,
2nd and 7.
to this point, has played great against a potent offense.
Northville,
Trying to get in and find pay dirt for the first time here in this game. In the final minute now, Evan, in the third quarter. I didn't think I'd be saying that tonight.
Give. Green. Touchdown. Howell.
Run by number 1. Christian Green.
Most of this night, Howell hasn't been able to run it up the middle against Northville. They just did for 6.
Yeah, and what I say 2 plays ago, they're going in. You can see the determination from Kish. The fans here going absolutely nuts in this great stadium. And looks like he got dinged up on that play, might have stretched something in there. But they get on the board for the first time with half a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Who would have thunk it? But that's the way sports and that's the way football goes sometimes. What a great play call. Walks right up the middle. They open it wide up, Evan. Great job by the center. Big number 62 gets in there. He gets a block in there. That's Rogowski. That's a terrific job by an outstanding unit up front for Howell, and they've got the lead here.
You know, Ben, for a long time, you were the voice of Army football on television. You've got to be having flashbacks here to call in those type of games, right? And you know this as well as I do. With the way that Army would run the ball different sides of the field, sometimes you get them on a quick hitter right up the middle, and Brian Lewis and his coaching staff just drew that thing up for 6.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. And Brian's, we had a great time talking with him, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him much pregame. We had a great time on our call, and just all business. He's such a determined coach and proud of what he's done. I mean, look at his resume. Outstanding job, and what a program he's built. Both these coaches have done that. Right there, Brian Lewis seeing his guy go in. And to your point, Evan, yes, I watched a lot of triple option, about 90 games over 9 years along the banks of the Hudson, as I used to say. And it's precision, and it's a war of attrition, because if you can do it, you demoralize the other team mentally, you demoralize them physically. That's what it does. And it's taken Howell a little bit longer than I think they certainly like, and they're probably used to with their offensive attack, but it finally paid off for them now. So now it's game on here, man. A 4-point game late in the 3rd.
Yeah, and this is so fascinating now, as Northville's maybe got a snap or 2 in the 3rd before the 4th begins. They've been on the front foot all night, but now they trail. What's their response?
I mean, honestly, what I would do, I would try to get the ball into the hands of Camden Brown, or I'd try to get the ball in the hands of C.J. Bird. That's what I would do. I really would. I'd put the ball up here.
And right on cue, it's C.J. Bird. And there's not a lot. Couple of Highlanders helping to make the stop. Jack Spencer was in there along with Logan Anderson. And it's a gain of maybe 4 on 1st down for Northville.
Yeah, but you'll take that. I mean, I like the play call. I mean, I think you've got to kind of jumpstart your offense here a little bit. Not that they can't do it with the ground game with a guy like Max DeFore, but these 2 receivers, to me, they got some serious skill. And they can beat these guys one-on-one. Let's see if that continues in the 4th quarter.
You know, we said it at the beginning of the broadcast. Is there a ton of future college football players in this game? No. Is it just flat fun to be at Howell High School tonight? 2 undefeated teams who may win the KLAA later this year? Yes. And we got a heck of a football game going to the 4th.
At Foodie Centric, our client's agenda is our first priority. We specialize in unique items that are memorable and drive profits to your bottom line immediately. From gluten-free exclusive items to specialty Palazzolo gelato, melting moments, ice cream, sandwiches, and so much more. Foodie Centric Solutions will have you set for success today, tomorrow, and into the future. Foodie Centric Solutions, at the center of all of what's important to get to your last goal.
High School tonight. What an environment. We start the 4th. Let's go back downstairs and check in with Maggie on the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. We just wanted to dive a little bit.
We'll get back to Maggie when we can. It's 2nd down for Northville. Max DeFore running left. They get the big back, a little bit of room on the biggest drive of the night for the Northville Mustangs to start this 4th quarter. They've got 1st down.
Well, Brent Luplo said to Maggie when they came back on, he said, we want to get him going more. And I know before we went to break there, I said I'd start putting this ball out. I'm not saying by any means abandon what they've got with their big running back. I would take some shots here with their wide receivers. I really would. I think they can really do some damage for this Northville team.
Drive started with a throw to C.J. Berg. Let's see if they put it in the air again here. They will. Durkic roll and throw. That is a wide open man. Oh, what a physical end of the run. A gigantic collision as Nathan Roll made the catch and run and then paid the price at the end.
I mean, that is a serious football play right there. Look at this. Looks right at him, picks him out, said, I'm going to run you right over. Oh, that's how you finish a run. That's what I'm talking about. Mix the pass in. You've got guys that can do it. I like the play calling here so far on this drive.
Football is such a chess match, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you save stuff for later in the game.
Very
it feels
true.
like Northville is saving stuff for right now.
Yeah, I could certainly get on board with that. Looks that way, Evan, so far.
They're into Howell territory. Back to the 4. And Big Max DeFore is into the secondary. Look at him rumble inside the 30-yard line.
See, this is perfect if you're running this offense. You're passing it, you're running it. Luplo's doing exactly what I just said. We want to get him the ball more, but I love how they're mixing in the pass. Their quarterback's comfortable doing it. They've got guys to catch it, and they got the big man there to run it.
We were wondering before this drive, what is Northville's response? Down for the first time tonight. They've marched the football inside the 30 of Howell. Durkic, hands, and Macklin Hart's going backward. That fooled absolutely nobody. Wilson Zimlich, a big tackle for a loss.
That's the guy we talked about for Howell at the start of the broadcast, Evan, and he makes a big play.
Loss of 5 on the
5'9" and 175. He's roping a calf there, throwing him down to the ground. I love it. He is a football player, and that's a big play to bring up 2nd and long.
And all those plays that have worked so beautifully for Howell on the drive, sometimes you keep hitting and you go bust. It feels like they hit on that play and went bust.
Yeah, they did, but they've had some good ones on this drive. I love that pass play that they got into the hands of Nathan Broll, and then the big run by their big bruising running back, DeFore.
Durkic dirts it. Trying to come back to a screen, and DeFore was well read. And it is going to be 3rd down and a mile for a Northville team that isn't quite sure what they have in the kicking game. They did make a field goal earlier tonight of just inside 30 yards.
3rd down.
This play was well read right from the beginning.
Yeah, it was. No chance. Kish is in there on the pressure. Two-way guy, toting the rock for him, playing D-line, linebacker, and I'm taking a shot at one of those receivers. I really am. I'm looking in the direction of number 2, Camden Brown. Watch him up top.
Montgomery in motion. Quick throw over the middle. It's caught just shy of the 1st down. Camden Brown does get him to the 21, and they're in great position to go for it now.
Yep, that's the guy I'd go to. I mean, this kid's a playmaker. He had 128 yards last week and 3 touchdowns. I like Bird too, and I also like Montgomery. They've got 3 really good options to get the ball in their hands, and now it's 4th and short here. You got to figure they're going to try to just push this thing.
Got to get that ball just inside the 20.
Yep.
You know, this could be a timeout that Northville wants later in the game.
It could be.
Northville.
We'll find out what Northville does after this timeout, but first, we got to go down to the sidelines See if Maggie's down there with us. Maggie, you got us?
Memorial Stadium is a
Thanks, guys. We just wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the history of football and coaching with the head coach, with the Luplos. His dad, Kelly Luplo, was a coach. He coached for 35 years, had 250-plus wins. He coached his son at quarterback. He just couldn't give up the game. He still comes to practices. He likes to call himself the offensive consultant up there during games, and head coach Luplo says he loves working with his dad and will cherish the moments forever, win or lose. Thanks, guys.
Well, Maggie, they got to draw up something here. Ben, they call the timeout, which if they end up getting the first down, you'll live with having to call that timeout. What's the play call?
I think you throw it. I think you throw something in the flat and find a way to do it, because I think the defensive line and that second level for Howell here in the second half, as you get a good look at them, I think they played really well here in the second half. I'm putting the ball in the air. You got Brown in the slot. You got Bird out there. I'd put it in their hands.
Bird, the man in motion. They're running a flea flicker. Throw, end zone, Camden Brown for 6.
There you go, Evan. Been talking this guy up all night, and that is an awesome play call. And we just heard Maggie talk about the father-son connection. Maybe Kelly dialed that one up with his son, who knows? But what a gutsy call. I mean, that is absolutely nails, and this kid's got 4 touchdowns in his last 2 games.
Ben, what did we just say a handful of plays ago? It feels like Northville is saving stuff.
They were.
They saved that for the perfect time. And the pivotal PAT from Baird is right down Main Street.
I really like this Camden Brown. I mean, but you got to give credit, too, to the throw from Cooper Durkic. 9 of 14 last week, 171, 4 TDs. But that is just guts. I mean, you got to be confident in your guys, and you know as a player, players love play calls like that. Like, look at the Lions. Look how much Dan Campbell goes for it. And here's a look at Luplo, and both these guys, I can't say enough about them. They're both great guys. They're football dudes, right? They're just dudes. They're football dudes. They love coaching their teams, and we appreciate them both taking time during the week and pregame today with us, Evan. It helps us prepare so much, and what a great resume he's got, and pretty cool stuff.
You know, it's funny, right? You talk to these coaches before the game and the lead up to the broadcast, and they seem pretty mild-mannered and cool. At least Coach Luplo did. I hope there's a heart rate on Brent during the game, because that man is burning with the intensity of 1,000 suns over there.
That was a gutsy call, man. I mean, you run that play on 4th down. But I said it. I mean, you got to put it up. I don't think they get that, because Howell's D front, their linebackers have played relatively good. They've gashed them on a couple runs here in the second half, a couple of runs from DeFore, but other than that, the run game really hasn't worked for them. They go to the air and they get a touchdown.
Baird's line drive kick rolls out of bounds. The brand new sophomore kicker, who's moonlighting as the kicker, is really more of a soccer player. That's his first mistake tonight.
Yeah, he had the field goal early, but yeah, first mistake. And, you know, for him only doing it a couple of games, I'd say he's doing okay. That's going to hurt him a little bit on the penalty. But, man, what a game we got here, Evan. You got 8.5 minutes to go. 3 timeouts left for Howell, down 3, 2 for Northville. And certainly this Howell offense, it's been much better than it was in the first half. Obviously, they got the touchdown, but they've just looked more like themselves, right? They seem more connected. They seem more in sync. They're picking up some big carries from Kish and company, and they had the touchdown in there from Christian Green. So this is the massive possession they've been waiting for.
8.5 to go, all 3 timeouts. Everything in the arsenal for Howell in their biggest drive of the young season. Barb gives, Kish runs. Bryce Kish won't go down. Spinning his way up to the 41-yard line.
It's another example of how many times, I wish we would have statted this throughout the night. How many times is he contacted? How many times are guys getting helmets on him? How many times are guys getting pads on him? and he just keeps running. He's so long, he's so big, he's so strong, and you've got to get at the knees or lower to get him down. That's a great pickup of 7.
Quick hitter, that's Green. Same play they just scored the touchdown on, and this time it gets them a first down.
Yep, good play call. And this is they're in rhythm. They've been in rhythm, I think. Certainly the last 2, even though they fumbled on the first drive, they get the touchdown on that second drive. They're more in rhythm now, but no matter what happens in this game, you got to tip your hat to both these lines, the Howell offensive line, the defensive line. I mean, they both these groups have played, and conversely, they both played great in this game.
Barb barking out those signals. Gives to Kish again. Squeezed his way through a little bit of a hole. Got low and got across midfield up to the 47.
The big man showing some agility on that. We'll get a look at this, and he was down relatively low to the ground, a lot lower than he's used to be down to the ground. The hand down there, I mean, that's some good work by him, and he's a really good-looking high school football player here for this Howell team. And 979 yards he had last year, and he wasn't even the feature back last year. This kid's going to be well over 1,000 yards this year.
Picking up right where Justin Jones left off. Back to the ground. And Devin carrying that rugby scrum ahead inside the 40. The Howell march continues.
It sure does. I love that word, especially with running teams. You're marching, you're just marching. You know what's coming. Can you stop it? And the thing that I like about all their running backs, most of them are big, right? They're all good-sized young men, but they find those seams and they make it look easy. They do a great job of reading and following off blocks.
Kish slowed up and kept moving. You know, those runs earlier in the game where Northville would stop them for no gain, maybe a yard. Yep. Now they're turned into runs of 4 and 5 every time.
And watch what happens here. Okay, there's contact. Boom, right through that guy. Gets another yard and a half on the carry. I mean, it's tough to stop. And they're working this clock too, Evan. It's under 6 minutes to go here. Still a lot of time left, but this is what Howell football looks like when it's working right.
Give again. Not a lot that time. Van Devin wrapped up right across the 35 to the 34. Third down and about 4 coming up.
Tackle made by number 11, Mason Maffa.
Mason Maffa, and on that play, has been all over the field, had the fumble recovery. This is likely a 14-10 game. They don't fumble that football. I think they were going in on that drive, but it is what it is now. It's a 3-point deficit for Howell. This is exactly where they're fine being here. 3rd and 4. If they get 3 yards, they're going for this. I mean, it's no question. They're going for it. It's 4-down territory pretty much when their offense is working anywhere on the field.
They'll run a roll to the left. Oh, and they lost about 5. Tremendous open field tackle by McGarrow. And now maybe the Howell decision is different. We'll see.
Yep, and there's that heartbeat of their team again. And you see the strength that Brent Luplo told us he put on 25 pounds. He went from 160 to 185. Here we go.
Barb still on the field. Howell has completed 1 pass all night. Throwback screen. It's caught by Jackson Paul, but he's tackled by Ranka. And he didn't get it. Northville gets the stop.
Like that ball was tipped. I don't think it didn't affect the play any, and that's just, again, guys getting to the football, getting hats on the ball. I believe that was Ranka that got in there, number 8, and a great play to just throw himself at the big tight end there, and they come up with the ball on downs. Wow.
All right, so now Howell's got all 3 of the timeouts.
Look at him come in there. Bam!
Low man wins.
That's
again.
how you get it, right? Exactly. That's how they got to be tackled, because all their guys are big, strong, thick guys, and that's a tremendous play by Ranka.
How do both teams attack this?
Yep.
Just over 4 minutes left. The 3 timeouts for Howell.
I got to be honest. If I'm Northville, I do exactly what they did on the last drive. Maybe a little more conservative, but this helps.
Max to 4. First down and more. And if that tackle isn't made by Wilson Zimlich, Max may be still rumbling down the sidelines.
Yeah, this is a great run here. Max to 4, and Brent Luplo told Maggie coming out, he said, we're going to get him the ball more, and they have. I mean, yeah, he gets tripped up. You're right, Evan. He's probably get another 5, 6, 7 yards at least out of that. 4 minutes to go here, 2 timeouts, or 3 timeouts for Howell left in the game.
That first down for Northville allows them to kill 30, 35 seconds.
Yep.
And this is a Howell offense that is not designed to quick strike. Durkich shifts under center. He rolls to the right, and this is coming back. He slid down for no gain, but they're going to get Drew Muster for a pivotal holding call.
Yeah, and really, we haven't seen many penalties in this game. No. Saw the one for the running into the kicker, maybe 1 or 2 other ones. It's been a really clean game that way for both these clubs.
Now, this is part of the dilemma for Howell. There was no gain on the play, so do you elect to decline the penalty to save the down?
Against Northville.
They will not. They'll take the penalty and move him back.
Yep. And Brent Luplo saying that's a bad call. He doesn't like the call, but it is what it is.
10-yard penalty.
I was going to say, we're not professional lip readers, but we could even read that one.
Sometimes you just can, right? Yeah, it's a big penalty to your point, Evan. So, but I like the way Northville, to start this drive, has moved the ball. And certainly on the last drive, the go-ahead drive, I mean, Howell didn't have an answer. They mixed in the pass. They got it to Brown. They worked it around.
Well, here's part of the problem. Because the penalty was accepted, the clock is running. Northville doesn't have to snap this football under 3 minutes until under 3 minutes to go, and Howell didn't call timeout.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they haven't. Here we go.
Musner, who just had the holding penalty, gets what he can across the 35-yard line up to the 37, and now Coach Lewis will burn one of those timeouts for Howell.
Yep. Got to do it here.
34, Wilson Zimlich.
2nd and a mile here. Gotta love it. 3-point game.
4-yard pickup on the play. 2nd and 16.
2nd and 16 it'll be.
Northville.
You know, Ben, what I just keep coming back to, right?
What's that?
Is the coaching staff for Northville told us before this game. These guys embarrassed us at home last year.
Yep.
We are going to learn tonight how good this team is. And I know there's still a shot for Howell to get the ball back. They still got the 2 timeouts. But if Northville can walk out of here with a win, and a team that won the KLA last year, beat Belleville, started 11-0, this will not only do wonders for this year's Northville team, but this is such a morale boost for the program as a whole.
No question. I mean, and I'm quoting here, Luplo told us, they punched us in the mouth, we got bullied, is what he told us. And they've come out tonight, and right now they're on the good side of a 3-point game here with 3 minutes left in it on the road.
And not just on the road. There was a great crowd here tonight.
Massive
Student
crowd.
section full. Beautiful September night for football.
It's like a small college crowd, man. It's awesome. This stadium's unreal. Thanks to all the people at Howell and again to both the coaching staffs and both the schools for helping us in our preparation. But thanks a lot for the Howell people. Such great working accommodations.
So we have a new
making our jobs easy tonight. Thanks to everyone watching tonight. It is our pleasure to bring awesome high school football games like this on the Prep all year long. Durkich fakes, and he'll throw. It is caught, so that's the good news. It keeps the clock running, but the ball fell out late, and Northville falls on the ball, averting what would have been a nightmare as it was stripped out of Brohl's hands.
That's a heads-up play. That's a great job by Parker Laney getting on the ball. I like the play call. This is a young man that had that big bruising run on the last drive, but not this time, and he just didn't have that ball in close enough to the body, and they were able to yank that thing out, and there's big 79 getting down on the football to keep his side of line. One timeout left now for Howell here, Evan. They took another one.
That was Logan Anderson, number 2 for Howell, who ripped it out, and Parker Laney, who was Johnny on the spot. Wow.
So now it's 3rd and 20.
3916.
You got to figure Howell's going to get the football back here.
3916.
Barring some kind of miracle or some, I mean, they threw a flea flicker on 4th and 2 on the last drive. I don't think we see that, but you got to be smart here if you're Northville. You want to, ideally, you'd like to get maybe 10 yards if you can. That would be in a perfect world on this play. Set you up for a punt somewhere around your 30-yard line and probably make them go, if the punt's decent, 75, 80 yards to try and get in to get the winning score, or at least set up for a field goal. But it's going to be a touchdown they're going to go for.
Coaching isn't stopping for Brett Luplow.
Nope.
Biggest snap of the night, and the crowd's coming alive at Howell High School. Durkic, play fake. He's going deep. Camden Brown has got it! Northville gambling, and they hit on the biggest play of the night.
Okay, forget 10 yards. How about 50 yards? I love this kid's game. Look at this throw. Calm, confident, cocks and loads, and that is absolutely dropped in the bucket. What a throw there from quarterback Cooper Durkic, and this kid is special, Camden Brown. That's a big-time catch. Great concentration. That may well put this one away.
Ben, we kept talking about in the first half, Northville's this close to hitting the big one. They missed a deep shot a couple of times. You said it, dropping it in the bucket. Drew Lynn was right there in coverage. Perfect throw beats better coverage. That was a perfect throw.
Beautiful play call. Beautiful play call. 2 minutes to go.
And Howell can only stop it once. They'll give it to Max DeFore, who spins inside the 15-yard line. And Howell burns the last time out.
By number 34, Wilson Zimlick.
So they do indeed, and now they are up against it with 1:54 to go here. And man, I can't say it enough. Like you go back to the beginning of this game, Evan. Howell comes out, they throw the ball in the first play. They look absolutely, completely out of sync on their first 2-3 series of the game. They just never got into a consistent rhythm, and you've got to tip your hat to Northville. I mean, the way this team played defensively, and I love the adjustments they've made. I love the adjustments made by Brent Luplow and his staff, and maybe his offensive consultant, his dad Kelly, who's down below us, 70 years young and retired a couple years ago, a few years back, said he drives an Amish Uber, he said. That was pretty cool.
Who knew it existed?
Who knew that existed up in Clare, Michigan, where he's from, and that's pretty cool stuff. But I mean, I just love the way they're getting the ball to this young man, number 2, Camden Brown. I mean, the first time I saw him run a route, I'm like, this kid's the real deal. I know you did too. You watched a lot of football and called a lot of games like I have over the years. This kid is legit, and he's the difference in this game right now. That is a gutsy call. That and the flea flicker for the touchdown on 4th down. Unreal stuff from Northville.
They won't go victory formation yet.
No.
They will still run plays. They'll pitch it to DeFore, who wisely stays in bounds.
Yep, we both saw the same thing. Don't get that ball out of bounds. That's a smart football play from a really good football player and a kid who's been through an awful lot, a senior. You talked about it. You see the brace on his left knee. He's had a couple of ACL injuries. I mean, for a kid his age, it's amazing that's happening, but he's obviously a very hard-nosed kid and plays everything he does or has in his life to the edge. So, yeah, Howell out of timeouts here, and right now the clock is their biggest enemy.
And if you do the math in your head,
I know you have.
Northville doesn't have to snap this football again until about 1:55. Yep. 5 seconds off the clock. Northville would kick a hypothetical field goal around 15 seconds left. Play fake. Durkic roll. Durkic run. He's awfully close to the first down. He may be about a half-yard shy.
You're right, Evan. He is.
Number 7, Brody Stack.
Yep.
4th and 1.
Smart play, good blocking, guys engaged. This line for Northville, again, I said it earlier, both lines for both teams. I mean, this was a great battle in the line of scrimmage by both these football teams all night long.
You'd imagine the coaching staff is going to wind this down and call timeout.
Yep.
So think about this too, right?
Lay it
you
on me.
could kick the field goal, but
could.
they've had problems with long snapping, and they've got a new kicker.
Just go for it.
Yeah, you just go for it. If you don't get it, what's the worst thing that could happen? There's 8 seconds on the clock, and a team that doesn't really throw the football has to somehow throw one for 95 yards to win the game.
Right. So under 20 seconds to go here.
Clock reads 13 seconds as it stopped.
In the stadium, yeah, 13.2 officially on the clock here. And what a football game. I mean, it was a 3-0 game at halftime. And I just felt walking away at halftime, Northville should have been up by probably 10 points. They didn't get in the end zone. But, man, the resolve of this team and to come in here on the road and do this is pretty darn impressive.
You think about the execution from the players, the plan from the coaching staff, and on the 2 plays they had to have it.
Yep.
The 4th down.
Yeah.
They run the flea flicker to Brown for the touchdown.
Yep.
On 3rd and 20.
I'm thinking 10 yards and they throw a home run ball.
I'm thinking on the 3rd and 20 they just run the ball to force Howell to call a timeout and kill some clock. Nope. Deep shot to Brown, and that play probably won him the game.
That's Dan Campbell coaching, man. That's guts. You're not playing any percentages. You're playing 100% to win, right? I mean, that's guts. That is guts by Brent Luplow and his staff. And, you know, the players, they love that stuff, especially when they execute plays like that. And, man, what a job by his football team here tonight.
They get it. The game's officially on ice. Max DeFore has rumbled into the end zone. And the Northville Mustangs have just put the KLAA on notice.
How about that for a statement? We're not going to kneel on it. We're not going to just run it up the middle. We're going to stick one in the end zone in your stadium and close this game out. And that's a young man we talked about at the outset of the show, Evan, was our impact player for Northville. He certainly had a massive impact in this game, no question about it. Great to see him get in the end zone. And Northville is going to come away with a victory here on the road to go to 3-0.
You know, this Howell program the last couple of years has been so excellent. Brian Lewis has done an excellent job here at the Howell Highlanders. And this is just one game, and all their dreams are still in front of them. But Northville, since Brent Luplow took the job, they have invested in the program. They have continued to build. They have beaten that school down the road that they don't like too much, Detroit Catholic Central, in the playoffs within the last couple of years.
Up the road, but
That's true. That's true.
Up Beck Road, right?
That's true. But again, I just keep coming back to, they told us before the week, we don't know how good we are. We're going to find out how good we are tonight against a program that embarrassed us last season.
On the road on top of it.
It's just such a great win for Northville.
It really is. And, you know, again, kind of going off the quotes here that Brent Luplow gave us. He said, I don't know how good we are. To your point, he said, we struggled on special teams last week. Last year, they punched us in the mouth. We got bullied. It's hard to tell. This will show us. Again, bullied on our home field. We were down 8 at halftime. We dropped a touchdown in the end zone. Would have made it a 2-point game. He said, I like what we have. We play fast. We play hard. We're a team that has a lot of different looks, and they showed that tonight. And then again, how good are we? This is a big answer tonight.
They're home against Salem next week. Then they go to Brighton, Coach Luplow's old employer, at the end of the month. Can Hartland in that rivalry game against Novi before a potential KLAA crossover championship game for Northville. That's far down the road. And then the playoffs would begin. As for Howell, they'll get back to it next week at Plymouth. then Canton to close out the month, Heartland, Novi, and Brighton still to go in the regular season. One final kickoff for Northville. Howell hoping for late magic. Ryan O'Day tackled in the open field, and there will be one more snap tonight.
There will, and you said it, 11-0 until what, Hudsonville got them in the playoffs last year. Look, it's early in the season. This is a really good football team, but I think what you saw tonight was what we just talked about, a team that felt like they got embarrassed last year in Northville. And they came in here, and indeed, yeah, they waved the flag, and who knows, they may plant a flag in here. But you got to give them credit, and I think this Howell team, they're going to be fine. They just, tonight, it was a case of a Northville team that was really, really, really motivated coming in here.
And that is going to be one heck of a happy bus ride home.
Yep. And they chartered, too.
They sure did.
2 charters.
The Northville Mustangs said coming into this week, we're going to find out how good we are. Well, you just knocked off the defending KLAA champs. The Northville Mustangs just made a statement on a Friday night in the middle of September.
What a win, Evan. That's just a great win, and more of the building process. And, you know, I'll revisit this too. Brent Luplow told us, he said in the first 2 years that he's been the head coach, this year is year 3. They'd only lost 1 road game, and that was against Belleville and some guy named Bryce Underwood. The trend continues here tonight, and just a gutty performance from his team. They were well prepared all week. They talked about how well they practiced and how well they felt, and it showed tonight in the result. They were unbelievably good here tonight on the road.
Northville up to 3-0. Won at the Amazon Prep Kickoff Classic at Wayne State against Lake Orion in week 1. Got them by a point. Turned around, beat Plymouth 35-13 last week. They're up in that game 35-0 at the half. And tonight they walk on the road at the defending league champs, and they trailed in the second half. We said leading into that pivotal drive where they scored on a 4th down deep in Howell territory. I think we're going to learn a lot about this Northville group. Man, can't say it enough. What a win for them.
And then they score on a flea flicker on 4th and 2. I mean, that's high school football at its finest, man. That's, you know, these kids, blood, sweat, tears, they pour every week into practices and lifting early in the morning and video and all the things they do now in the year 2025. And that's a happy group of kids over there. That's so cool to see, and congrats to their program tonight.
You know, all those guys in the field, I'm not usually a betting man, but I would bet that none of them are going to play in the NFL. Maybe a handful will play in college.
Who knows, yeah.
But this is the type of night you remember the rest of your life. When you get old, fat, and gray, you're going to call one of these guys and go, remember when we went to Howell and we had that flea flicker touchdown?
Or they're going to pull up the YouTube broadcast of you and I and Maggie and our crew and watch it back. It lives forever, man. That's cool. That's what's cool about doing what you and I do. You know, you think about that, and these memories are with these kids forever, and they're celebrating this one up tonight, Evan.
Speaking of Camden Brown, he's down in the field with Maggie.
All right, Camden, senior year, you're starting the season off 3-0. You had a huge game tonight, 2 big catches for the team. How are you now?
I'm feeling so pumped. Hey, shout out to the O-line. I couldn't done it without them, you know. Feeling great, you know. We lost against them last year. We came back stronger. Let's go. Big win, baby, 3-0.
And you guys had a chip on your shoulder, a bad taste in your mouth from the last time you played this Howell team. How's that taste now?
Tastes great. Tastes great.
All right. Congratulations on the win. Great game.
Thank you, thank you.
That catch you're seeing from Camden Brown was on 3rd and 20.
Insane.
Deep in their own territory. What guts from the entire Northville coaching staff, and a win that they're going to smile about when their heads hit the pillow tonight.
No doubt about it. And then, you know, I'm sure we'll get a look back at the highlights too, but the go-ahead touchdown, the flea flicker, and I mean, I love the play calling from Brent Luplow, and I don't know how much Dad was involved in that. He might have, but he said to me, and down on the field, Kelly did, he said, we're going to take some shots to him. And sure enough, they did, man. And that kid's a stud. He's a really good player. I like their receiving core, him and Bird. And they've also got Cassius Montgomery in there. And they got a couple nice catches tonight from Nathan Brohl, who's a smaller wide receiver. But those 3 guys, I mean, they've got the makings of being a really good offense because they've got the big bruising running back. They can keep him healthy. I love the moxie and the makeup of their quarterback. I mean, he made some gutty throws tonight, did a great job.
That is one heck of a win for Northville and a heck of an environment at Howell High School. Wherever you're watching, however you're doing it, thanks for joining us on this perfect September Friday night. One of those nights that just reminds you why covering high school football is just so darn awesome. And that was a heck of a game we just watched. Northville improved to 3-0. They told us coming into the week, we're going to find out how good we are. They may have found out tonight that they're a darn good football team.
Really good football team, no question, Evan.
For Ben Holden, Maggie Mace down on the sidelines, and our entire crew, with Christian Jackson, our fearless executive producer tonight, Evan Stockton saying thanks for watching from Howell High School. You're watching the highlights of a Northville 17-7 comeback win. They're 3-0, and maybe, just maybe, the favorites now in the KLAA West. Good night from Howell High School.